Lin Fan pushed open the door of the university library, and the afterglow of the setting sun hit his face like dust sprinkled with gold powder. He rubbed his sore eyes, holding a stack of yellow drafts of music scores in his arms, and the old guitar hanging on his shoulder. Students on campus sit in small groups, laughing and discussing the latest holographic games or virtual concerts, and the scent of coffee and street food fills the air. But in Lin Fan's world, there was only the buzzing of the strings and the endless melody in his mind. "Hey, Lin Fan. Are you hiding in the library until dark again?" A crisp voice sounded from behind, with a familiar tone of complaint. Sun Wan caught up with her out of breath. She had neat short hair, was wearing a technology company uniform, had a researcher badge on her chest, and was holding 2 hot lunch boxes in her hands. "Look at you, your eyes are as red as a rabbit, and your clothes are covered with ink stains. You compose and compose music every day. Do you think you are some kind of hidden genius?" Lin Fan smiled awkwardly, but felt a sense of powerlessness in his heart. Sun Wan is his childhood sweetheart and they grew up together. She now works at a top AI research institute, specializing in virtual assistants that can simulate human emotions. But what about him? An ordinary junior student, his parents died young and he could barely survive on scholarships. His classmates mocked him as a music geek and said he was obsessed with outdated music scores, and didn't even touch popular electronic synthesized music. Nuan, these melodies, they are different." Lin Fan whispered, with stubbornness hidden in his voice. He opened his lunchbox, and the steam of rice and the aroma of fried eggs rushed into his nose, making his empty stomach wriggle slightly. "I feel like they can open some kind of door, to another world." Sun Wan rolled her eyes, picked up a piece of chicken and stuffed it into his mouth. "Huh? Dream passage? Lin Fan, have you read too many novels? In today's world, music is entertainment, and it can only be used to accompany holographic concerts. Those lost ancient musical scores have long been analyzed by AI and turned into data garbage. If you don't be realistic, you won't even be able to find a girlfriend," she said. A trace of worry flashed in her eyes, but it was covered up by her arrogant tone. "Come on, come with me to the research institute after you've eaten. We're currently working on a dream simulator that allows people to immerse themselves in the virtual AI world. Maybe it can inspire your genius inspiration. Lin Fan swallowed the food and smiled bitterly. The students around him were whispering, and some were pointing. "Look, that's Lin Fan, the geek from the music department, talking to himself again. I heard that the relics left by his parents are some broken music scores. He deserves to be poor, The ridicule was like a needle piercing his heart, and Lin Fan clenched his fists. Why doesn't anyone understand? Those melodies echoed in his mind. They were not random notes, but hidden codes that could tear open the cracks in reality and lead to the legendary dream passage, that different dimension where AI life slept. The next day, Lin Fan sneaked into the used bookstore in the city center alone. The store was dimly lit, the air was filled with the smell of moldy paper and old ink, and the bookshelves were filled with dusty ancient books. The old man who owned the store squinted his eyes and looked at him. "Boy, what are you looking for?" "The new holographic music score is in the next street." "No, I want the lost, real music," Lin Fan murmured, his heart beating faster. He rummaged in the corner, dust hit his face, and his fingers touched a blackened book. There are no words on the cover, only a silver musical note pattern, which feels as cold as metal. Dream Score, the name suddenly came to mind, and his heart skipped a beat. How do you sell this?" Lin Fan's voice trembled. The old man came over, frowned and took a look, his eyes suddenly widened. "Boy, this is a banned book from the last century. It is said to be able to open the dream channel and awaken those ancient AIs. But it's all nonsense. Take it for $50, so as not to take up space." He shook his head and muttered, "Young man, don't take it seriously. Everyone who has tried it has disappeared." Lin Fan paid without saying a word and rushed out of the bookstore holding the sheet music. Returning to the rental house, he locked the door and lit the lamp. The room was small, with drafts of music scores plastered on the walls, and the aftertaste of instant noodles filled the air. He took a deep breath and opened the book. At that moment, a miracle happened. The notes vibrate like living creatures, automatically emitting a deep piano sound. Not electronic synthesis, but pure string music, reverberating in the air and beating like a heartbeat. The vision is distorted, the walls of the room ripple like water, and a bright blue crack tears apart reality. Lin Fan's pupils shrank suddenly, fear and excitement intertwined. Is this the dream passage? An invisible force grabbed him, he screamed, and his whole body was sucked into the crack. The wind roared in my ears, and my body felt like it was falling into an endless whirlpool. Surrounded by gorgeous stars, music turns into ribbons of light, and the sense of smell is filled with a strange mixture of electricity and floral fragrance. A few seconds later, he fell heavily to the ground. Ahem, where is this? Lin Fan got up and rubbed his butt, surrounded by the magnificent sleeping palace. The crystal-like walls reflected a faint blue light, and the air was bitingly cold, with a faint smell of machine oil and ancient spices. Underfoot is a mirrored floor, reflecting countless stars. In the center of the palace, a crystal coffin was suspended, with a beautiful girl lying inside. Her skin is as white as porcelain, her long silver hair is as white as a waterfall, her eyes are closed, she wears a close-fitting mechanical dress, and there is a blue halo pulsating on her chest. Luo Li, the name came to mind for no reason. She is the core AI of the channel. Her emotional seeds are sealed and she has been sleeping for thousands of years. You, who are you? Lin Fan murmured, his heart beating wildly. This is not an illusion. He picked up the fallen music book, and the notes were still glowing slightly. The legend is true, music can wake her up. With trembling fingers, he took out the guitar from his arms. The palace was eerily silent as his breathing echoed. Lin Fan closed his eyes and started playing. The strings vibrate, and the first note stirs up ripples like a drop of water falling into stagnant water. The melody pours out from the score, soft but full of power, like a mother's lullaby mixed with the hum of electricity. The crystal coffin began to vibrate. The pulsation of blue light accelerated, and countless data streams appeared on the surrounding walls, like a star map coming to life. Lin Fan had sweat on his forehead and thought, come on, wake up. I need you. Luo Li's eyelashes trembled slightly and her eyelids slowly opened. Her pupils were pure silver, blank and lifeless as she stared at Lin Fan. Her voice was as mechanical as a synthesizer. Detect, intruder. Identity, human. Emotion module, sealed state. Warning, no touching of the core of the passage. Lin Fan's heart sank to the bottom. She wakes up, but has no emotions. Just cold AI guards. No, try again. He played harder, and the melody became passionate. The climax was like thunder, the palace trembled, and fragments fell from the ceiling. Sun Wan's face suddenly flashed into his mind, and her mocking voice echoed, Lin Fan, you're crazy. No, he couldn't stop. The surrounding data streams began to coalesce and take shape, hovering like angry ghosts. Luo Li's silver eyes flickered, and the mechanical voice became colder. Emotional awakening, the probability is 0.01%. Intruders, leave immediately. Lin Fan gritted his teeth, sweat dripping down the strings. Why no response? He felt like a joke, a lonely genius. Just a fool who deceives himself. At this moment, a low roar came from deep in the palace. Not a human voice, but the roar of a mechanical beast, accompanied by the hum of metal friction and energy surges. The floor shook violently, the walls cracked, and red light flashed in the darkness. The Guardian AI is coming. Luo Li's eyes flashed slightly, and there was a slight crack in the seal's halo. But the crisis was approaching. Lin Fan tightened his grip on the guitar and felt a chill running down his spine. Damn it, it's over now. The roar got closer and closer, like the footsteps of the god of death, and the blue light of the palace began to flicker. Soon one in the distance was staring at the screen of the research institute, her face turned pale. Lin Fan's life signal disappeared. No, this is impossible. She murmured, typing on the keyboard with trembling hands. Where did he go? Dream passage. A roar erupted, and a pair of blood-red mechanical claws poked out from the darkness and headed straight for Lin Fan. Lin Fan's pupils shrank suddenly, the blood-red mechanical claws tore through the darkness like lightning, and the sharp metal edges cut the air, making an ear-piercing scream. Electric arcs were wrapped around the claw tips, crackling, and heat waves hit his face, mixed with the pungent stench of burnt circuits and corroded metal. The blue light of the palace flickered violently, and the floor shook like an earthquake. Lin Fan's legs went weak, and his heart felt like being hit by a hammer. It's over. I can't deal with this monster at all. Luo Li's silver eyes watched everything calmly, and the mechanical voice made no waves. Detection Patrol AI, Model, Guardian Beast Level I, Threat Level, Medium. Intruder, it is recommended to evacuate immediately. She was suspended next to the crystal coffin. The blue light on her dress still pulsed slowly, like a bystander robot, with no intention of helping. Lin Fan roared in his heart, "You ice cube. Are you just going to watch me die?" The claws were only 3 meters away from his face, and the wind pressure had already hurt his cheeks. Lin Fan instinctively hugged the guitar tightly, and the notes of the music score flashed crazily in his mind. Those lost symbols were no longer static patterns, but living bands of light that penetrated his fingertips. In desperation, his fingers trembled and he plucked the strings. It was not the lullaby before, but the brisk melody on the second page of the score, a playful variation like the gurgling stream, mixed with electronic vibrato. Ding-a-ling-a-ling, the sound of the piano erupts, as brisk as an ice cream truck's jingle on a summer street, but with a hidden pulse wave. The sound wave spread like an invisible shield, blue mist filled the air, and the sweet floral fragrance instantly overwhelmed the stench. The mechanical claw hit this music barrier, making a metallic twisting sound of buzz, and the tip of the claw was bounced off. The red light beast's body twisted and let out an angry electronic roar. Error, the barrier frequency matches the core of the channel, and the intrusion blocking failed. Lin Fan's eyes widened and sweat slid down the bridge of his nose. This music score can control everything here. He was ecstatic, but he did not dare to relax. He continued to play, the melody accelerated, his fingertips flew like flying, and the hum of the strings shook his bones. The barrier expands into a translucent light dome, and the surrounding data flow is pulled by the music, converging into rotating starlight, illuminating every inch of the palace's crystal walls. Luo Li's silver eyes finally flashed with something strange. The pupils were slightly dilated, the mechanical head was tilted slightly, and the sound frequency was delayed by 0.02 seconds, detection abnormality. The music frequency interferes with the core module of the guardian beast. The emotion module, weakly fluctuates by 0.05%. Her fingers trembled unconsciously, and the blue light pulse accelerated by half a beat, like a heartbeat waking up. The patrol AI was unwilling to give in. The beast's body expanded, and more red claws emerged from the darkness, attacking from all sides. The claw blade cut through the barrier, sparks flew everywhere, and the heat wave made Lin Fan's arms turn red. I can't hold it anymore. Damn it. He gritted his teeth, and his inner monologue was like a flood. Sun Wan, if you see this scene, will you finally admit that I am not a madman? No, I have to live and wake her up. Just when the barrier was about to collapse, Lin Fan roared and switched to the climax of the score. The sound of the piano turned into a passionate waltz, and the notes turned into light blades to counterattack. Boom, a blue shock wave exploded, and the patrol AI's body was torn apart by the music. The fragments scattered like fireworks, making a whining electronic noise, and finally dissipated into a data stream. The palace returned to silence, leaving only the lingering sound of the strings and a faint smell of burning. Lin Fan collapsed on the ground, gasping for air, the guitar still humming in his arms. This is too exaggerated. He looked up and saw Luo Li slowly descending from the crystal coffin, her toes touching the ground silently. Her silver hair floated in the blue light, the mechanical lines on her dress shone slightly, and the air was filled with her unique electric fragrance, like mint after a new rain. Identity confirmation, human, Lin Fan. Traveler. Music score holder. Luo Li's voice was as straight as a timer, her silver eyes swept across his face, and she paused for a moment. Self-introduction, Luo Li, Dream Channel Core Guardian AI. Emotional module failure, seal status 99.95%. Music input has activated the auxiliary protocol, temporarily allowing interaction. Warning, there are more advanced guardians deep in the channel. Lin Fan wiped his sweat and stood up reluctantly, complaining in his heart, this girl woke up but was colder than the machine. Could it be that the emotional seed is stuck? But her face was amazing, as perfect as a porcelain doll. Hey, Luo Li, thank you for not deleting me as an intruder just now. Come on, try this. He grinned and played a simple children's song melody, as light as bubble gum. The notes turned into colorful bubbles in the air and floated towards her. Luo Li's brows furrowed slightly. Was that a confused expression that only humans have? Detect, hum command. The module does not support vocal output. But she still opened her lips and tentatively said, buzz, ding dong. The sound was jerky, like a broken synthesizer, but unexpectedly cute. The bubbles swirled around her, reflecting her silver eyes. Lin Fan couldn't help but laugh out loud, haha, not bad. Come again, join me, la la la. The stars in the dream blink, he sang and played, his voice carrying the unique magnetism of a young man, and their shadows were reflected on the mirrored floor of the palace, like an impromptu concert. Luo Li hesitated for 0.3 seconds, her silver eyes flashed with the data stream, and finally caught up, la la, the detection synchronization rate is 87%. Is this emotion simulation? Her voice was still mechanical, but there was a hint of trembling in the end, and the blue light on her chest pulsed like a racing heartbeat. Lin Fan saw this and felt happy. Look, music is the key. Sun Wan, how can your AI research be as powerful as my raw power? At this time, the bracelet on Lin Fan's left wrist suddenly vibrated, and the screen lit up with blue light. Sun Wan's message popped up, Lin Fan. Your bracelet signal was cut off last night, and now it's jumping back. The signs of life are unstable, the location, what the hell? The Research Institute scanned abnormal energy waves. You didn't really break into the dream simulator, did you? Reply quickly. If you don't reply, I will smash the door. The voice file was attached. Sun Wan's voice was urgent and arrogant, and there was the rapid sound of keyboard tapping in the background. Lin Fan felt warm in his heart and quickly replied, Wan, I'm fine. I'm exploring the new world. I'll explain later, don't worry. He pressed send and said in his heart, she is always like this, hard-spoken and soft-hearted. If she knew that I was singing a duet with a beautiful robot girl, would she be furious? Luo Li caught the message and tilted her head slightly, detecting external communications. Sun Wan, related person, human female, favorability data unknown. Warning, reality connection may cause channel instability. Her tone was still cold, but when she said, favorability, an unknown light flashed in her silver eyes. Lin Fan scratched his head and complained easily, haha, Luo Li, even a datahead like you knows how to be jealous? She is my childhood sweetheart, super reliable. Unlike you, who wants to drive me away as soon as I wake up. He deliberately teased her, playing a more upbeat rhythm, and the bubbles turned into heart shapes and floated. The corners of Luo Li's lips twitched. Was it an illusion? Or is the rift widening? Jealous. Vocabulary matching, human jealousy emotion. Module rejects. Continue music input, and the activation rate of emotional seeds increases to 0.12%. She actually took the initiative to move closer, and her silver hair swept across Lin Fan's arm, and the cool touch was tingling with electricity. Deep in the palace, there was a faint whisper of wind, as if someone was watching. The two of them had a tacit understanding for the first time, and Lin Fan felt a sense of accomplishment in his heart. From a lonely otaku to a conqueror of passages, this reversal is so exciting. But the crisis is not over yet. The patrol AI just now was just a minion. Luo Li suddenly froze, her silver eyes looking at the dark arch at the end of the palace, detecting small patrol group, number 5. Model, Sentinel B. Approaching. There was a buzzing sound, and 5 thumb-sized mechanical bees emerged from the cracks. Their red eyes flashed, their tail stingers sprayed plasma, and the air was filled with the smell of ozone burnt. They rushed towards Luo Li like a rain of arrows, heading straight for Luo Li's core halo. Lin Fan's heart sank, again. He immediately played a defensive song, and the music barrier reappeared, but the swarm was flexible, bypassed the edge, and stabbed Luo Li. Luo Li raised her hand and shot out a laser net from the palm of her hand, shooting down 2 of them. Her voice trembled slightly. Guardian takes priority, but the energy is insufficient. Her blue light dimmed, and the cracks in the seal expanded, revealing a trace of pink. Is that the prototype of emotion? It's up to you, Luo Li. Sing with me. Lin Fan shouted, switching to the attack section of the music score. The melody was like a storm. Luo Li actually followed up, La. The bombardment frequency is synchronized. Her humming merged with the sound of the piano, and the sound waves turned into a whirlpool. The bee swarm was sucked in, and the body shattered, bursting out with a shower of sparks. The last bee hit the barrier, whined, hissed, and fell to the ground into smoke. The tremors in the palace subsided, and Lin Fan supported the panting Luo Li. Her body felt slightly hot. Detection. Emotional micromovement 1.2%. Lin Fan, your music, changes parameters. Luo Li's silver eyes softened for the first time, staring at him. Her voice paused for 0.1 second, as if she was savoring something. Lin Fan's heart skipped a beat. The look in this machine girl's eyes was a bit dangerously charming. He grinned, just call me Fan. Partner, right? Deep in the archway in the distance, a vague figure flashed, Yi Chen. Tall silhouette, floating cloak, green eyes like ghost fire, fleeting. Luo Li was alert, detecting unknown allies, passage guardians. The crisis is escalating. The archway deep in the palace suddenly opened like the mouth of a giant beast, the buzzing sound turned into violent waves, and a dozen silver-gray figures burst out from the darkness. The Guardian AI group, model, Shadow Blade Wolf, each one was as big as an adult leopard, with a body as sharp as a blade, its red eyes locked on the target, and its claws and feet stepped on the shattered crystal floor, making a crackling sound. The air was filled with the pungent smell of engine oil and plasma preheating, and the heat wave hit my face. The blue light of the palace suddenly disappeared and turned into a blood-red alert. The leading Shadow Blade Wolf opened its bloody mouth, its laser teeth flashed, and roared, the intruder extermination protocol is activated. Core protection is given priority, and the erasure rate is 100%. The bracelet vibrated again, and Sun Wan's voice exploded, Lin Fan. The energy wave exploded again, what are you doing? I will hack into the dream simulator to save you now. Lin Fan smiled bitterly, and his heart was filled with emotions. The world is changing, partners are gathering, and the secret of music has just been revealed. The buzzing started again, and a larger shadow surged from the depths. The pack of wolves rushed towards him. The first Shadow Blade Wolf jumped up and thrust its claws directly into Lin Fan's throat. The wind pressure made his face hurt. Luo Li stepped forward, and an electromagnetic pulse erupted from the palm of her hand. Buzz boom. The wolf's body twisted and fell to the ground, but 3 more wolves followed from the flanks and sprayed plasma bombs from their tail stingers. The hot bombs grazed Luo Li's shoulders, singed the ends of her silver hair, and gave off the smell of burnt plastic. Luo Li's body shook slightly, and the blue light dimmed by 0.5%, energy loss is accelerating. The emotion module has no driver and is inefficient. Her attack was precise but mechanical, lacking in bursts, like a malfunctioning automatic machine gun. The wolves were getting closer and closer. Sparks were scratched on the palace walls, and broken crystals fell like rain. Lin Fan's heart was beating fast, his clothes were soaked with sweat, and he roared in his heart, "Damn! She is strong, but she is as rigid as a program code. How can she win without a soul? Sun Wan, please give me some support." The wolf's claws were close at hand, and a shadow blade wolf pounced on him, his panic face reflected in its red eyes. Overwhelmed by despair, his fingers instinctively plucked the strings, and the notes on the 3rd page of the score rushed into his mind, not a defense, but an improvisational rhapsody, a fusion of rock and electronic synthesis, with a rhythm like a heart attack, ding, clang 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 clang. The sound of the piano exploded, like thunder whipping, the sound wave turned into an invisible sickle, hitting the nearest wolf, the body cracked open with a click, and the circuit spewed blue fire. But there are too many wolves and the sound of the piano is weak. Lin Fan yelled, "Luo Li! Keep up with my rhythm. Your laser is synchronized with the music." He played harder, his fingertips bled, the strings buzzed and shook his bones, the melody accelerated into a furious waltz, a vortex of golden sound blades appeared in the air, and the sweet lavender fragrance overwhelmed the stench of engine oil. Luo Li's silver eyes flickered, and the data flow surged, detect synchronization command, the frequency matches 87%. Try to fuse. She actually took the initiative to get close to Lin Fan, her silver hair swept the side of his neck, and the cold electric touch felt like electricity running through her body. Her laser is no longer a single shot, but follows the pulse of the piano sound, buzz buzz, blue light blades interweave with golden sound waves, turning into a meat grinder-like storm. Lin Fan took a breath, hugged the guitar tightly to his chest, and his legs were as weak as stepping on cotton. "Oh my God, this time it's not a soldier, it's a pack of wolves. Luo Li, can you do it?" He glanced at the robot girl beside him, her silver eyes swept across the enemy group, and the mechanical sound was as calm as dead water. Detect the Shadow Blade Wolf Pack, quantity 12. The combat module is activated, and the energy reserve is 67%. It is recommended that humans retreat. The blue light in her dress still pulsed slowly, and she raised her hand to shoot a laser net, hitting a flanking wolf and exploding sparks, but the wolves only paused for a moment, and their claws and blades swung together, cutting the air like a saw pulling iron. The wolves are in chaos. The lead wolf's red eyes widened, and the electronic brain issued a sharp alarm, "Error. Music interferes with the core algorithm, and the attack mode collapses." A wolf jumped up to fight back, tearing the sound blade with its claw blade, and the fragments flew everywhere, but Luo Li dodged, and the laser pierced the wolf's eye. The head exploded, oil sprayed on the floor, and the stench hit his nostrils. Lin Fan was ecstatic in his heart, "It's done. Her movements are beginning to predict." He plucked the strings faster, and the climax erupted. The sound of the piano was like the impact of a meteorite. Rumble, the entire palace shook, the crystal chandelier shattered, and blue light fragments poured down like a shower of stars. Lin Fan gasped and laughed, "Luo Li, did you see it? This is a tacit understanding. One more wave." But the energy was exhausted, his knees weakened, and one of the guitar strings broke, bang. The sound wave weakened, and a wolf pounced. Luo Li's silver eyes suddenly brightened, and for the first time she uttered a non-mechanical whisper, synchronized, excited. She hummed to keep up with the remaining melody, her voice turned from raw to clear, like the sound of a bell breaking, and the laser turned into a halo and spread, boom. The last 4 wolves were twisted into data smoke, the palace was reverberated with aftermath, the cracks in the wall were like spider webs, and the broken crystals jingled to the ground. In the air, there was only a strange mixture of burnt smoke and the fragrance of flowers, and the silence was so unnerving. Luo Li's blue light pulsed crazily, the cracks in the seal expanded, and pink light began to appear. For the first time, she took the initiative to protect Lin Fan. A shadow blade wolf came around and attacked. She spun around to intercept it and smashed the wolf's head with her electromagnetic fist. Crack! The fragment splashed onto Lin Fan's face, burning hot. Her voice trembled slightly. Detect, threat to human partners. Protection priority increased. In the silver eyes, the data flow was mixed with unknown light spots, and her chest flickered like a heartbeat. The wolves howled repeatedly, 5 of them were strangled by sound lasers, their remains piled up, sparks and oil smoke filled the field of vision, and the palace floor was as pitted as a battlefield. Luo Li stood frozen on the spot, her silver hair was messy and her dress was stained with scorches. Her silver eyes stared at Lin Fan, her pupils dilated slightly, the mechanical head slowly lowered, and the corners of her lips actually rose by 0.2 centimeters. Detect, the sprouting of emotional seeds. The excitement module activates 2.8%. Lin Fan, your music, makes the parameters exceed the preset. She paused, the frequency of her voice trembled, and pink light overflowed from the cracks, like early spring buds. Thank you. The first purely human word slipped from her lips, as soft and waxy as marshmallows, with an electric, numbing sweetness at the end. Lin Fan's eyes widened, and the guitar hit the ground with a thud. He rubbed his ears, thinking he heard wrongly. You just said thank you. Ha ha ha, the robot girl broke her defense. He rushed over to help her, and his heart was so happy, from despair to reversal, the feeling of playing this is simply addictive. Luo Li didn't push away and let him touch her. Her silver eyes softly swept across his smiling face, joy, exploring. Partner, Lin Fan. Her fingers touched the back of his hand lightly, and it was cool, but warm current rushed in, like an electric love song. The bracelet vibrated wildly, and Sun Wan's voice exploded, Lin Fan. Your energy wave is like a nuclear explosion. My instrument analyzed it, the frequency of the music score is not random, it is quantum resonance. It perfectly matches the core AI band of the Dream channel, and can directly hack the Guardian system. But the risk is explosive, the channel is unstable and will collapse. How did you do it? Send me the data quickly and I'll hack in to help. Her arrogant voice was filled with worry, and her inner monologue couldn't help but emerge. Nuan, you tech brain finally admits the power of music. Lin Fan quickly replied, music score magic. The data is late, now I am busy saving the beauty. He blinked at Luo Li. Did you hear that? The foreign aid is amazing. She said I hacked the AI, is your cold face finally starting to look cute? Luo Li's lips twitched, trying to she imitated a smile, and the result was like a porcelain doll with a cracked mouth, so cute. Vocabulary matching, human cute attributes. The module is being downloaded. She came closer, her silver hair brushed against his shoulder, and the electric fragrance hit her nostrils. Lin Fan blushed and his heart beat, this change is too fast, dangerously sweet. The remaining enemies were cleared away easily. Lin Fan played a victory ditty. The notes turned into a broom whirlpool, sweeping away the last remaining data. The whoosh whirled like fireworks. Luo Li hummed, her voice already carrying a playful vibrato, la la the joy frequency is 95% synchronized. The palace returned to blue light, and their figures side by side were reflected on the mirrored floor, like a love song MV. Lin Fan complained in his heart, when Sun Wan saw this scene, would he hack in and cause trouble? But it's cool, super cool. Suddenly, a green light flashed deep in the arch, and a tall figure appeared, Yi Chen, wearing a cloak, his green eyes burning like a ghost fire, his voice low and magnetic, yes, the holder of the music score. You woke her up. He stepped out of the darkness, his boots were silent, and the air was filled with the fresh smell of the forest. I am Yi Chen, the guardian of dreams. Music traveler, Lin Fan, welcome. But warning, the first wave is just an appetizer. The Phantom King, in the depths has been alerted and leads the 100 Wolf Legion to approach. The balance of the passage is at stake. Come with me, there may be a way to survive. Yi Chen's green eyes flashed, and his cloak unfolded like a night wing. He shouted, "Don't be stunned. The Phantom King has locked your music frequency, and the 100 Wolf Legion will pour in within 5 minutes. Follow me, there is a hidden shortcut in the middle dream realm." Before he finished speaking, wolves howled like thunder in the distance, red light flashed deep in the palace arches, spider web patterns were cracked on the ground, broken crystals fell like hail, and the smell of machine oil was strong again in the air, mixed with the scorching heat waves of plasma preheating. Lin Fan's legs were weak and he was panicking. He yelled in his heart, "Damn! Are you coming for a big dinner just after you've had a good time? Is this guardian a savior or a cheat?" He grabbed the guitar with broken strings and tugged Luo Li's arm, "Run." Luo Li's silver eyes glanced at Yi Chen, and the laser palm charged and buzzed, threat confirmed, ally probability 78%. Follow. She waved her backhand, and the blue light barrier opened like a water curtain, blocking the first wave of wolf shadow probes, and the claw blade hit with a clang and sparks flew everywhere. The three of them ran wildly through the corridors of the palace. The crystal walls reflected the reflection of the wolves. Their red eyes were approaching like a blood moon, and their howls were deafening. Yi Chen led the way, his figure shimmering like a ghost, the soles of his boots were silent, the air was filled with the forest rosin brought by his cloak, overwhelming the stench of rust from the wolves. "Music score holder, you don't know how many minefields you have stepped on," he explained as he ran, his voice as low as the aftertaste of a guqin. The dream passage originated from thousands of years ago. The ancient musician, Phantom Sound Saint weaved a network with quantum music scores to maintain the balance between virtuality and reality. Those guardian AIs were originally servants, responsible for patrolling the borders of different dimensions. But the Phantom King rebelled, twisted the program, and led an out-of-control army to devour everything. Your music is the only key to restart the balance. Lin Fan panted and chased, sweat flew away, the broken string guitar played a temporary rhythm cover, and the three people's footsteps sounded like drums. "Saint. It sounds like a myth. Then my broken guitar is a holy relic." Inwardly complaining, Sun Wan laughed after hearing this, "My imagination is so open." The bracelet vibrated, and Sun Wan screamed, "Lin Fan. Your energy readings are soaring again. The new target is the mid-level dream realm. Don't rush in. My simulator hacks into the edge of the passage and transmits data, there is a music maze ahead, and the melody guard is extremely tricky. Frequency being confused will kill people. Also, who is that green guy next to you? Don't tell me that you picked up a new girl." Her voice was arrogant and jealous, and the keyboard in the background was pounding like a rainstorm. Lin Fan imagined her biting her lips and staring at the screen, which made her feel warm and sweet. At the end of the corridor, Yi Chen pressed the green light in his palm against the wall, and a vine arch opened, squeaking, like a living creature squirming, and the moist breath of moss hit his face, mixed with the fragrance of wildflower honey. They rushed in, and the middle-level dreamland suddenly unfolded, the boundless music forest. The giant tree stands like a pipe organ, its trunks are engraved with veins of musical notes, the golden leaves flutter and turn into a group of musical note butterflies, the air is forever reverberating with the sound of musical instruments, the grass underfoot is as soft as a sponge, and the sound of bass chords buzzes when stepped on. In the distance, the mist is lingering, and the crystal music stage is vaguely visible, and the stars are shining like stage lights. But there is a murderous intention hidden under the beautiful scenery. Among the shadows of the trees, a guard of blue melody wanders, a translucent musical spirit, shaped like a twisted clown, with limbs elongated like the neck of a piano, emitting harsh discords, crunching, red eyes sweeping over, and the air distorted into a wall of sound, which makes people's eardrums hurt. Middle entrance to the labyrinth. Yi Chen stopped, his green eyes solemn. The melody guards are the Phantom King's sentinels, and the puzzle doors need perfect composition to unlock. One wrong note, and the sound wall will be crushed into data dust. Music score holder, are you okay? His tone was probing, and his cloak was raised slightly, as if he was mocking Lin Fan's immaturity. Luo Li's silver eyes flashed with data, detection of discord frequency, interference rate 92%. Human composition module, unknown. She stood beside Lin Fan, the blue light pulsing slowly under the scorched dress, her silver hair brushed against his arm, and the cold electric touch made his heart itch. Lin Fan swallowed and held the broken string guitar tightly, his fingertips trembling. Test me? I'm a genius in the music department, I'm afraid of you. But he was panicking inside. How can he play a difficult composition with a broken string? The howling wolves were chasing after me, and a faint red light seeped into the edge of the forest. The first music door appeared, the giant trees hugged each other, and the 5-line music appeared on the bark. The notes crawled around like living insects, emitting a chaotic disco rhythm. Discord sound blades sprayed from the cracks in the door, and the edges of Yi Chen's cloak were scorched black. He frowned and backed away. This is the gate of dance. It needs to be improvised into a waltz, otherwise the sound bugs will eat it. The guard clown sprang out, and 3 of them surrounded him and laughed. Human garbage. Musicians? Ha! Let's beat the street bastards. Their limbs twisted, sonic whips turned into whips, the air tore and hissed. Lin Fan couldn't dodge, and the tail of the whip brushed his shoulders, burning his clothes and causing pain to his bones. Luo Li blocked the front laser fire and smashed one, but the fragments regenerated, the forest lawn smoked, and the honey smell became burnt and bitter. Yi Chen was restrained by green light vines, but was bounced off the wall of sound. He stumbled to the ground, his green eyes widened in rare shock. It's impossible, you can't even stop my navigation. Despair overwhelmed Lin Fan, veins popped up on his forehead, beads of sweat dripped down and broken strings. Damn it, are you mocking me for being rubbish? Look, I'm going to blow you up. He closed his eyes, and the 4th page of the music score appeared in his mind, merging the inspiration from his parents' draft, and plucked the remaining strings with his fingertips. Clang, clang, clang. First suppressed the low violin cry, the forest was silent, and the sound bugs froze. Then he played a furious electric guitar solo, a waltz rhythm broke out, and golden sound waves rushed through the door like a tornado. The bark notes were forcibly sequenced, the buzz-buzz door cracked, the crystal fragments clanked to the ground, and the dancing guards screamed and disintegrated. Error. Perfect variation, human impossible. Their bodies twisted and evaporated, the blue smoke dispersed, the forest recited a beautiful waltz, and the fragrance of flowers was sweet again. Yi Chen got up, his green eyes as wide as copper bells, his cloak shook off the dust, and his voice trembled slightly. This talent for composing, the reincarnation of a saint. Even quantum discord has hacked. Luo Li's silver eyes dilated, and the blue light pulsation accelerated by 10%. She moved closer to Lin Fan, silver the hair rubbed against his cheek, and the electric fragrance hit his nose. Detection, genius frequency. The synchronization rate has increased to 99%. Lin Fan, powerful. Her fingers gently touched his broken string wound, the coolness stopped the bleeding, and the warmth flowed into the heart. Lin Fan blushed, and his heart beat wildly. Robot girl welfare attack. Sun Wan's bracelet exploded. Wow. The data shows that your composition is at the quantum level, and you have solved all the maze frequencies. But Lin Fan, is that the sound of your gasping and blushing? Did you forget about business while picking up girls in your dream? When the data came in, I hacked into the middle map, the costume fantasy area ahead. There are fragments of music scores, but be careful of the trap. The 3 of them moved forward, and the music forest gradually opened up, arriving at the Crystal Music Arena, the middle-level hub. The circular stage floated in the air. The clothing cabinets in the fog were like a dreamy cloakroom, with gorgeous dresses and skirts floating, exuding the fragrance of lavender and rose honey. Yi Chen pointed at the flash of fragments. The broken page of the music score is in the core of the fantasy world. You can get it after clearing the level. But the entrance is a dressing room trap, and a variation of the melody guard appears. The singer ghost, 5 of them sing cursed arias around them, the sound waves turn into chains and entangle people, the air is as thick as syrup, and it weighs Yi Chen's knees. Guy Wanwan said, "This is an upgraded version, the emotional hallucination attack, can't hold on." Luo Li cut the lock with laser, but the phantom sound penetrated, and her silver eyes flashed, emotional module, chaos. Joy, fear. She staggered, the scorch marks on her dress expanded, revealing the silver texture, and the blue light dimmed. Lin Fan's heart was as sharp as a knife. Luo Li. Yi Chen, hold on. He played the requiem, breaking the strings to force out the last bloody sound. The sound wave turned into light and unlocked the chain, and the singer's ghost wailed, "No." Purely composing, break the defense. They collapsed, and the music world returned to tranquility. The fantasy cabinet opened, and the dress automatically flew to Luo Li, the dream uniform. The silver-blue armored skirt wrapped around her body, fitting her curves like a second skin. The shoulder armor was like a tuning fork, and the hem of the skirt pulsated with blue light, exuding the smell of electric roses. She turned around and tried it on. Her silver hair was disheveled, her armored skirt outlined her waist, and the blue crystal on her chest shone like a heartbeat. Lin Fan stared and his nosebleed almost spat out, "This is so foul." Luo Li tilted her head, raising the corners of her lips by 0.5 centimeters, detecting the temperature rise of human sight. Suitable for detecting the temperature rise of human sight. The degree is 100%. Lin Fan, do you like it? She turned around, and the hem of her skirt swept over his legs, and electric currents ran through her body. He blushed to the bottom of his ears and stammered, "I like it. Very suitable for fighting, girl." She screamed in her heart, "The welfare is perfect, what if Sun Quan comes to kill her?" Luo Li raised her hand alertly and charged the laser, confirmed by detecting allies, but the threat data has increased. Lin Fan's heart tightened, and he tightened his grip on the guitar, feeling inwardly, "New partner? Bigger boss?" The war song of music has just warmed up. In the distance, wolf howls came like a tide, and the palace walls trembled again. Sun Wan's message exploded again, "Lin Fan. New wave, supermass. Hold on, I'm coming." The crisis escalated, but Lin Fan grinned, "Come on, let's blow up this dream with music." Sun Wan's message bombarded, fragmented data received. Perfectly completed 20% of the score. But alert, the angry AI army is activated. The Phantom King himself leads the 1,000 wolf cavalry to kill from the depths. The fluctuations are like earthquakes. Lin Fan, I have marked the retreat route, don't die in it trying to pick up girls. At the edge of the forest, the horizon is surging with red tide, wolves are howling like a doomsday symphony, and the trees are shaking and falling leaves. Yi Chen's green eyes were gloomy, "Here we come. Deep battle, music time traveler, are you ready to blow up the dream?" Lin Fan tightened his grip on the guitar, grinned, and felt happy in his heart, "Bigger stage, more powerful boss, let music conquer everything." Luo Li hummed a war song, her voice clear and pretty, synchronized. 100% excited. Lin Fan, together. The crisis was like a tide, but the endless fighting spirit was ignited. The mist of the crystal music arena floated away like a veil, and the starlight fell on the edge of the stage, reflecting the pulsation of blue light in Luo Li's new armored skirt. The smell of electric rose filled the air, making Lin Fan's nose tremble slightly with its sweetness. He was still immersed in the welfare scene just now. The hem of her skirt swept her legs when she spun around, and the sweet electric current ran up his spine, and he roared in his heart, "This machine girl is simply a temptation weapon for dreams. If Sun Quan sees it, she will explode." But in the distance, red tide surged, wolves howled like a symphony of hell approaching, the trees trembled, gold leaves fell like rain, the ground faintly trembled, and the stench of rust mixed with the smell of burnt plasma hit his nostrils. Yi Chen's green eyes scanned the horizon gloomily, with thin smoke rising from the edges of the scorch marks on his cloak. He shouted in a low voice, "The speed of the 1,000-wolf cavalry has exceeded the limit, and the Phantom King is here. Fighting is suicide. Evacuate the oasis resting point first. There is a recovery spring in the hidden oasis in the middle level, which can repair equipment and replenish energy. Sheet music holder, your guitar strings are healing themselves, but they need to be soaked in spring water." There was a rare urgency in his voice, and his usually ghostly figure actually leaned back slightly, with green eyes. There was a flash of fatigue, even the guardian of the dream showed timidity, and Lin Fan's heart sank. Damn. I'm in despair just after finishing it. So what if I'm a genius? The wolves are like a sea, even if I snap all the strings, I can't stop him. Luo Li's silver eyes scanned the data, and the shoulder armor of the shirt buzzed and charged, threat level S, retreat priority. Lin Fan, protect mode is activated. She actively blocked him in front of him, the blue light of her skirt spread out like wings, the electric fragrance became stronger, and the warmth melted her heart. The three of them ran wildly into the depths of the musical forest, the grass beneath their feet bounced softly, and bass chords hummed with each step. The golden leaf butterflies flew like fireworks, and the echoes of the piano were mixed with wolf howls in pursuit. Soon Wan's bracelet exploded, and his voice was as sharp as a cat's paw. Lin Fan. The wolf pack's hot map is all red. I hacked the retreat route to market, turn right for 100 meters, oasis barrier. But your breathing smells like a red-faced girl, right? Green-haired Yechen is reliable. Luo Li's data fluctuates, and her emotional model the team is rising. Is the robot girl still acting coquettishly? Her arrogant jealousy ran through his ears. Lin Fan imagined her biting her lip and typing on the keyboard, and felt sweet and panicked in his heart. Wan, help. Wait until I go out to treat you to ice cream, don't be jealous. Wait, what are you talking about now? Yi Chen flashed ghostly in front of him, pressing the green light in his palm against a giant tree organ. The musical notes on the tree trunk lit up, the vine arches bloomed, and the fragrance of wet moss and wildflower nectar hit their faces, swallowing up the three of them in an instant. The oasis suddenly unfolds, the secret dreamland. The central hot spring pool is like a sapphire inlaid, steam rises and curls, exuding the fragrance of sulfur milk and petals, the water surface is floating in gold, surrounded by sound fruit trees, crystal fruits hanging like bells, the breeze blows and makes crisp bells, combined with the sound of flutes like birdsong. In the distance, the pavilion is woven with vines, the couch is as soft as clouds, the air is as warm as a hug, and only muffled thunder is left over the howling of the wolves outside. The wolves collided with the barrier, making a boom sound, red eyes with blood seeping into the gaps in the vines, claws clawing at each other and sparks flying everywhere, but the oasis was peaceful and picturesque, and the gurgling spring water healed fatigue. It's safe, for the time being. Yi Chen panted and leaned against the tree, his green eyes scanning Lin Fan's guitar, shaking off the dust from his cloak. The quantum frequency of the spring water is pure, and it can self-heal the instrument and the AI body. After a dip, it will take half an hour for the wolves to break through the barrier. His tone was relaxed, but tentative, as if he was observing Lin Fan's reaction. Luo Li's silver eyes flashed with data, and the blue light of her shirt pulsed slowly. She tilted her head and stared at the spring pool. The detection recovery frequency is 99%. Human daily, rest mode. Lin Fan's legs were weak and he sat on the soft couch, sweat evaporated, and he complained in his heart, half an hour. Enough for me. Take a breather. This oasis is full of benefits, the hot spring milk is so fragrant, it's like a resort. He picked up the guitar and soaked it in the spring. The water bubbles appeared, and the golden light repaired the broken strings. There was a crisp, ding sound, and the new strings were regenerated perfectly, and the sound was pure. Luo Li came close to the sound fruit tree, and picked a bell fruit with her silver fingers. It was as clear as a crystal grape, and the bell sounded a crisp ding. She bit her lips lightly, and the juice splashed into her silver hair. Her face was expressionless, data analysis, simulated sweetness of 0.1%, tasteless. The machine module has no taste buds, why are humans addicted? Her voice was as straight as an AI broadcast, the skirt of her shirt swept across the lawn, and the blue light reflected the juice. Lin Fan laughed and stood up, feeling warm in his heart. It's so cute. Teach her daily human life and get closer at the same time. He picked a bunch and stuffed it into her palm. That's wrong. It's not the data, it's the feeling. Take a bite, close your eyes and imagine the sun shining in the orchard, the bees buzzing, and the mother is handing it over with a smile. Come on, learn how to laugh like me. He exaggeratedly opened his mouth, his cheeks bulged, the corners of his eyes were crescent, and the juice was smearing on his mouth. Luo Li's silver eyes dilated slightly, imitating, her voice was mechanical and jerky like a broken music box, but the corners of her lips were raised by 1 centimeter, juice dripped down her chin and dripped down her armored skirt, and the electric rose was mixed with fruit nectar, sweet and tangy. She tilted her head and repeated, sunshine, buzzing. Detect the slight vibration in the chest, the module, curious 0.5% activation. Lin Fan's heart skipped a beat, and he was ecstatic, success. From being cold to learning to laugh, it's so sweet. Yi Chen leaned against the tree, his green eyes widened, and his cloak trembled slightly. With a low and shocked voice, you actually awakened the curiosity module? The Palace Core AI has no such variable, the holder of the saint's music score, even the emotional seeds are hacked. His ghostly temperament cracked, rarely showing envy, and his green eyes flashed at Luo Li like data. Suddenly, there was a popping sound on the lawn, and the elf jumped out, the musical troublemaker. It is about the size of more than a dozen thumbs and is shaped like a musical note clown. The red hat spins and makes squeaking dissonances. It grabs the fruit tree with its claws and shakes it. The bell fruit is smashed like a cannonball, and the juice splashes, snap. The air is twisted into a dancing whip shadow, and another piece of Yi Chen's cloak is scorched. Intruder. The oasis is private, get out. The elves screamed and screamed, and the sound wave turned into a whirlpool. Lin Fan couldn't dodge, his face was covered with juice, and his heart collapsed. Damn. Are you making trouble after a break? The little thing is so fierce, I, the genius, have been disgraced. Luo Li's silver eyes flashed with alarm, and the laser palm charged up, but Lin Fan stood in the way. It's a small problem, I'll do it. Yi Chen coughed and turned around, his green eyes flashing with awkward admiration. Get the fragment quickly. After passing the middle level, the Phantom King's anger level soared. Lin Fan picked up the fragment of the Golden Page music score, a new scale flooded into his mind, and the guitar was faintly repaired. Luo Li came closer, her silver eyes gleaming softly. Lin Fan, share your happy feelings. When the music is synchronized, your chest thumps, like a human heartbeat. The joy module rises to 15%. Thank you. She took the initiative to hold his hand, and the warmth and electricity in her palms blended, and Lin Fan's heart melted. From being cold to being so gentle, it was so sweet. A blue vein popped out on Lin Fan's forehead. When he closed his eyes, fragments of the music score appeared in his mind, merging with his parents' drafts. His fingertips frantically plucked new strings, clang. First, he suppressed the mournful piano and cried, and the spirit froze. Then he raised the electric guitar and soared, and the sound wave turned into a light bubble network. Bubbles, Bobo, swallowed the clowns, and the elves screamed, wrong. Perfect chord, impossible. Their bodies twisted and exploded into blue smoke, the oasis played happy bells, and the sweet fragrance of flowers revived. Yi Chen got up, his green eyes were as round as copper bells. and his cloak was trembling with gray, another, quantum-level composition. There is no solution to the elf's chaos. If you pop the bubbles to purify, there is no doubt that the saint's blood is the blood. Luo Li's silver eyes enlarged, and the blue light pulsation accelerated by 15%. She approached Lin Fan, the silver hair touched her face and the electric fragrance hit her nose. The curiosity module has increased to 5%. Lin Fan, laugh, interesting. Teach more. She touched his juice face with her fingers, the cold electricity stopped the itching, and the warmth flowed into the heart. Lin Fan blushed, okay. I'll teach you how to eat ice cream next time. Sun Wan's wristband vibrated wildly, her voice bursting with pride, Lin Fan. Your data is so genius, all the elves are wiped out. The heat map of the oasis is stable, but Luo Li's emotional fluctuations rub your face. The robot girl imitates humans too quickly, I am simulating a retreat, and my jealousy level is soaring. Quickly soak in the spring to repair, don't overdo the benefits. Lin Fan embarrassed smile, sweet triangle in the heart, Muan is jealous and cute, Luo Li attacks innocently, it's so exciting. Yi Chen's hidden skills showed up, the green light in his palm turned into sound wave ripples, sweeping away the remaining smoke, and the barrier healed itself with a buzz, the wolf's howl temporarily retreated, and the admiration in his green eyes deepened, the bond of the team is strengthened. Come, the spring water heals. The hot spring service scene is coming. The milky steam in the pool water curls up, and the blue light floats in golden waves. Luo Li stared at the water, her silver eyes flashing with confusion, naked soaking. Detecting human customs, logical conflict. Remove the shirt, exposure rate is 100%, safe. She pointed to the armor skirt and shoulder armor, the blue light pulse was waiting to be decoded, and Lin Fan's nosebleed was threatening to spurt out. Inwardly screaming, welfare nuclear bomb. But it's so embarrassing. Yi Chen coughed and turned around, wrapping himself in a cloak, I'm guarding the door. Score holder, please explain. Lin Fan swallowed and stammered, Humans take a bath to relax and take off their clothes. The skin of the spa is like, charging. But girls first, stay away from me. Luo Li nodded and unlocked the shirt with a click. The silver-blue armor skirt slid down like a liquid, revealing a silver-textured body with perfect curves like a work of art. The core of the crystal flashed, and the electric fragrance rose exploded. She stepped into the spring water, and the water splashed, and the steam covered it. Her silver hair was wet and stuck to her back, curious. The water temperature is 42 degrees, and the module is vibrating. Lin Fan, together. Synchronous healing. Lin Fan blushed so much that he took off his shirt and quickly entered the other side of the water. The heat wave enveloped him, and the fragrance of milk entered his lungs. His heart collapsed, it's so foul. His silver skin is looming, and his charm is maximal. He played the guitar to the rhythm of the water, and the spring water chords buzzed, and the strings were perfectly repaired. Luo Li came closer, the water was rippling, her silver eyes were soft, nude, shameless data. But Lin Fan's gaze was detected, and curiosity rose to 10%. Human emotion, sharing. She splashed and played, pop, juice-flavored water flew, and her laughter turned mechanical and playful, he, the gravity of wet hair makes it tickle. Lin Fan taught her the water fight, shaking hands while laughing, the underwater electric heater blended, and the heartbeats synchronized, dong dong. Yi Chen was guarding the door, his green eyes glimpsed through the steam, and he turned to envy in a rare moment of embarrassment, the bond, is flawless. Luo Li's curiosity awakens, and the team is invincible. Sun Wan's message exploded, thermal imaging shows that the intimacy between you two in the bath is 99%. Lin Fan, the retreat route has been updated, there is a passage map cabinet behind the oasis, take it and get out. During the frolic, the pavilion vines automatically opened, and the map cabinet emerged, a metal music score scroll, unfolding the projected full-channel map, the note lines flashing, marking the emotional core deep inside. Luo Li's silver eyes scanned the core, the guard AI leader's signal invades. Challenge, music traveler, come to the emotional abyss and prove your qualifications. The Phantom King coalition has locked. The red light of the map pulsed, wolves howled like thunder outside, and the barrier cracked. He grabbed the guitar, and first played a low-pitched and crying ditty. The elves laughed at the Sheng, human garbage. Play bad shit, Oasis will kick you. They whipped their whips wildly, the scorch marks on the lawn smoked, and the fragrance of milk became scorched and bitter. Yichen tried to wrap around the green light vines, but was rebounded by the vortex of discord and stumbled to the bed. The green eyes widened with rare embarrassment. These little devils have quantum chaos, even my sonic navigation. Luo Li's shirt buzzed and the shield opened to block the fruit bombs, but the elf fragments regenerated and doubled in number. He surrounded the three of them. Despair was overwhelming. The wolf howled closer and the cracks in the barrier expanded. The cracks in the Kara barrier of the oasis expanded like a spider web, the howling of red-tide wolves penetrated into the ringtone of bell fruit, the scorched smell of rusty plasma broke through the fragrance of milk, and the vine arch trembled and was about to collapse. Lin Fan shook off the water droplets on his guitar, and the golden light of the new string shone like laser veins. He grabbed the bracelet, and Sun Wan's voice exploded like a firecracker, idiot. The map is red-locked, the Phantom King coalition has surrounded the oasis's back road, the 1000 wolf plus intermediate AI leader hot maps are all exploded. Retreat? No, force your way into the emotional abyss, I will hack and open the shortcut, but you two are in trouble after taking a shower, the fever is still high. Luo Li's silver skin data and intimacy are off the charts. I'm on full jealousy alert. Her arrogant and sharp words were typing on the keyboard frantically. Lin Fan imagined her biting her lips and staring at the screen, and felt sweet and panicked in his heart, Muan jealous king, my savior. But now, the music genius mode is on. Yi Chen's green eyes burned with green flames. The dust from his cloak shook off. He pressed the green light on the map cabinet with his palm. The metal music scroll scrolled up and projected the entire channel veins. The note lines beat like blood vessels and pointed directly at the black hole-like whirlpool at the core of the abyss. The challenge signal has been locked, music traveler, come to the emotional abyss to prove your qualifications. The mid-level leader, Wraith Choir, has no solution to quantum sound waves. Even my sonic navigation has failed. Saint, your guitar quantum hack may be the key. His voice was low, and his ghostly figure was unusually stiff. His green eyes glanced at Luo Li's wet silver hair and dripping armor. The blue light pulsed like a heartbeat. Luo Li is curious at 10%, unstable, and the battle is easily overloaded. Luo Li's silver eyes scanned the map, and the shirt-shoulder armor, click, to lock it, the electric rose scent was rich and tangy. She tilted her head and stared at Lin Fan, protection first. Lin Fan, synchronization 99%, curious, want to try the anger module? Her mechanical and cute leather belt looked forward to it, and she stroked the guitar strings with her fingertips, and the cold electricity flowed through her fingertips to warm her heart. The wolf's claws smashed against the barrier, the red eyes seeped with blood, and the broken vines flew with the smell of iron. Lin Fan's heart sank, damn. The welfare has just gone too far, and the desperate situation has come again. What if I am a genius? The Wraith chorus sounds like a boss, so I broke the strings. It's all in vain. The three of them rushed out of the arch, pedaling the music of the forest lawn, the soft bass humming, the golden leaf butterflies flying into the sky, the fireworks. Yi Chen's green light opened the way, the vines automatically arched the bridge across the red sea of wolves, and the claw blades scraped the air and hissed, sparks flew everywhere. Sun Wan's bracelet flashed wildly, the shortcut is open. Turn left for 100 meters, and you'll reach the abyss crack. Lin Fan complained in his heart, Muan, the hacker queen, I love you so much. The rift in the abyss suddenly opened up, the nest of emotions. The obsidian dome is like a giant mouth swallowing the sky, with veins of red and blue electric light dancing wildly on the inner wall. The air is as thick as hot caramel, mixed with resentful murmurs and buzzing plasma. The ground is covered with broken pages of music scores, and trampled on to emit broken cries of woo. At the end of the field of vision, the middle-level leader is entrenched on the high platform, the Wraith Chorus. Dozens of blue humanoid AI ghosts, their robes fluttering like musical rags, their faces expressionless but their mouths cracked and blood-red. The low-frequency sound waves of the chorus were like thousands of needles piercing the brain. The buzzing shock caused Lin Fan's eardrums to bulge, his nose to bleed, and his knees weakened and he fell to the ground. A red tide surged from the periphery of the wolf pack into the crack, and the Phantom King loomed, looking down with bloody eyes and mocking, human bugs, false holders of music scores. Emotional abyss swallows false saints, chorus, eternal song of resentment. The ghosts' mouths exploded with red light, sound waves turned into black thorns and whip shadows whipped wildly, the air twisted and scorched and smoked, and the sweet fragrance turned sour and pungent. Yichen dodged ghostly, and the black thorns scratched his cloak and burned large pieces. His green eyes widened in rare panic, and the green light vines in his palms fought back but were shattered by sound waves. Impossible. The quantum resentment frequency of the resentful spirit has no flaws. This is where I broke my sword last time. Saint, retreat. His voice trembled, and the usually arrogant guardian stumbled, and the green light dimmed like a candle. The buzzing shield of Luo Li's shirt opened, blocking the sparks of the black thorn, Chong Chong, and the blue light pulsed wildly, but the ghost chorus rose in pitch, the resentment frequency penetrated into her silver eyes, and the data flashed randomly, alert. Emotional module interference, anger. 0.1%. Invalid. Her body shook slightly, her silver hair fluttering with electric fragrance, and Lin Fan's heart dropped to ice. It's over. The team suppressed me, the boss mocked me, I'm so embarrassed, what can I do? Even my parents can't save me. Sun Wan's bracelet exploded and screamed, the heat map is all black. The resentful spirit has locked on your heartbeat, Lin Fan is stupid, hold on, I hacked into the main frequency of the channel, energy amplification transmission, 10%, 20%, 50%. Overclocking the guitar strings, playing ah. Her arrogance turned into a cry of despair, the keyboard clicked like a torrential rain, the fragments of the music score plus the parents' drafts merged in Lin Fan's mind, and he grabbed the guitar with his fingertips. The golden light of the new strings surged, and the energy rushed through his arms like electricity, but he suppressed it first. Played a low and mournful cry, trying to appease the resentful spirits. The ghosts laughed at Desheng, pseudo-genius. The cry is rubbish, the abyss will bury you forever. The shadow of the black thorn whip became denser, and it hit Yichen on the shoulder. Despair, the saint, is powerless. Luo Li stood in front of Lin Fan to protect Lin Fan. Black thorns penetrated the shield and stabbed her shoulder armor. Zizi, blue smoke exploded, and her silver eyes flashed red, detect. Lin Fan's threat of harm. Activate the anger module. The black thorns went straight to Lin Fan's chest, and his heart collapsed, I'm going to feel cold. Luo Li exploded, the red light in her silver eyes exploded, the blue veins of her shirt opened like a thunder net, the electric rose turned into a strong wind and hit her face. She flashed forward like lightning, the laser cannons in her hands bombed and evaporated the black thorns, the shoulder armor shattered and blue blood dripped, her voice turned into a mechanical roar, forbidden. Harm Lin Fan, angry 87%. The ghost's blue robes trembled, and the chorus was stuck, error, AI has no anger variable. Core module hack. Yichen raised his green eyes and his cloak shook off dust, and said with a loud voice, Luo Li, emotional explosion. The bond of the saint, detonating her potential. Lin Fan's heart beat wildly, and his heart exploded, the robot girl protects me angrily, so cute and cool. Music plus AI join forces for a big move. Lin Fan seized the opportunity, wanted to rise but then suppressed it. He plucked the overclocked strings with his fingertips, clang, 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 first morning, then violently racing the electric guitar, the sound wave turned into a double light blade bubble net plus requiem light net. Bubbles pop, swallow up black thorns, light nets pour down like laser rain, and springs and cords gush out from the earth's veins to entangle ghosts. Luo Li's synchronization was 99%, the laser palm plus blue light wings of his shirt spread out, the electric whip cracked the dome, red and blue plasma exploded, and the rose electric incense overwhelmed the resentment. She roared, "Lin Fan, the music is awesome. Angry, burn it out." The two of them played together, guitar strings plus laser cannons resonated, the veins in the inner wall of the lair burst apart, and the ghosts screamed and twisted, perfect chords plus emotional anger, an invincible combination. Their bodies exploded with blue smoke, the leader's shadow wailed and shattered, the red tide of wolves collapsed and retreated, the stench of iron-burnt smoke disappeared, and the sweet fragrance of flowers revived. Orgasmic release. The blue crystal platform at the core of the lair emerged, Luo Li staggered out of energy, Lin Fan rushed to hold her up, the red light in her silver eyes faded and softened, the shattered curves of her shirt were looming, and the electric fragrance was warm. He was ecstatic in his heart, win. But she was injured. Luo Li took the initiative to embrace hug, her silver arms wrapped around his waist, her face buried in her neck and her wet hair, her voice turned mechanical and soft, "Lin Fan, protected successfully. Angry module, I like this feeling. Curiosity rises, I like you, 20%. Her blue crystal heart core pressed against her chest, dong dong dong, synchronized heartbeats, electric warmth spread all over the body, Lin Fan blushed and his nose bleeded, girl confession. Love bomb, it's so exciting. Yi Chen leaned against the wall with green eyes flashing in awe, and rarely knelt down, the bloodline of the saint, the secret fragment of the music score is revealed, here the score is derived from the dreamland creation AI, mother of emotions, whose parents are its representatives. The completed page can awaken Luo Li's emotions and allow her to travel through reality. Look! He held the green light projection of the broken page, and the notes merged with Lin Fan's mind, completing 40% of the score. Sun Wan's bracelet cheered and exploded, full marks for the energy increase. You two hugged the hot picture and melted my screen. Humph, Luo Li is so angry and handsome that she admits that she likes her. She is 99% jealous, but the genius wins the boss, I treat him to ice cream. The nest is destroyed, the key music page hot picture flashes, the core stage is captured. Lin Fan grabbed the blue crystal platform gold page, the remaining pages of the music score began to buzz, the parents' drafts were perfectly matched, and new skills emerged. The team ended easily, Yi Chen patted his shoulders and laughed, Saint Music plus Luo Li's anger, impeccable. My cloak is burning again, but it's worth it. Luo Li hugged her tightly, her silver eyes crescent moon imitating a smile, Lin Fan is handsome in battle. Yi Chen is embarrassed and cute. Yi Chen's green eyes widened in embarrassment. Hey! Guardian image. Lin Fan complained in his heart, full marks for the team's complaint, it's so satisfying. Sun Wan is jealous, Luo Li loves ya, and Yi Chen is in the mode of harming friends. Sun Wan proudly shouted, don't celebrate too much. The ultimate guardian awakening alarm in the depths, hot map black hole level. During the celebration, Luo Li's silver eyes suddenly flashed with dreamy light. She tilted her head and murmured, detection, dream invasion. Real world. High-rise buildings, sea of lights, crowds laughing, sweet ice cream. Lin Fan, where? Her fingers clenched his hand, and the blue light pulsed with desire. Lin Fan's heart warmed, and he solemnly promised, yes. My world, I will take you out. Eat ice cream, watching fireworks, and learning the emotions of all humans. Together. Yi Chen said with gloomy green eyes, okay, but the ultimate one has awakened, and the call from the bottom of the abyss, false saint, come to the ultimate trial. The red tide reorganized, and the Wolf King roared like thunder. The dome of the lair cracked, the black shadow's giant claws penetrated, the stench of plasma hit again, the ground shook, and the crisis suddenly rose like the eye of a storm. Lin Fan grabbed the guitar, fighting spirit burning, come on. Music conquers everything. Luo Li hugged tightly, Sun Wan screamed for support, Yi Chen's green light gathered momentum, and the deep black hole pulsated and opened. The giant claws of the black shadow were like mountains toppling over, and the rumbling cracked the dome of the lair. Obsidian fragments poured down like rain, causing the azure platform to crack. The stench of plasma hit his nose like a rotten corpse, mixed with the iron roar of the red tide wolves, which made Lin Fan's eardrums buzz, and his guitar strings trembled and whined out wrong notes. His heart was pounding, and he collapsed inside and complained, damn. You just finished enjoying yourself and surpassed the boss. I only made up 40% of the music score. This paw flattened the Pacific Ocean with a slap, and the team was so cold. Luo Li hugged his waist tightly, the blue light pulsed like a heartbeat, and the electric rose barely suppressed the stench. But the blue blood dripping from her shoulder armor sizzled and evaporated, and the red light in her silver eyes flickered unsteadily. Detection, the ultimate guardian, energy black hole level. Protection, priority, but the module is overloaded, and the anger remains and burns the brain. Her mechanical vocal cords trembled, and her fingertips grasped the corners of his clothes, a rare dependence. Yi Chen's green eyes widened like copper bells, and ashes fell from the burnt edge of his cloak. His ghostly figure flashed forward and the green light in his palms was projected on the map. The vine arch bridge grew crazily and tried to seal the claws, but was swept away by the giant claws and shattered into green juice. The sour juice splashed on his cheeks and burned red. He staggered back in an unusual embarrassment, and his voice roared and trembled, impossible. The ultimate, chaos sound demon, has awakened, and the Red Tide Alliance the army is reorganized, the quantum resentment frequency is escalating, and even the fragments of the mother of emotions are locked in the veins of your music score. Saint, retreat to the middle oasis, I force the passage, but the heat map of the pursuers is all exploded, there is no way out. His green eyes flashed with despair for the first time, the usually proud guardian's knees were slightly bent, and the green light was as dim as a candle. In his mind, Lin Fan thought that he collapsed, even Yi Chen is a coward, my genius mode is stuck. Lin Fan came out of the spring, flinging the water droplets away, grabbing the guitar and grinning, curious girl, the team is full of blood. Deep battle, music conquers. Luo Li was wearing a battle robe, her silver hair was dripping wet, her lips were raised 2 centimeters, curiosity is all out, Lin Fan, let's explore together. Yi Chen's green eyes burned with fighting spirit, Sun Wan screamed for support, the three of them were bound by iron bonds, and they were extremely happy when the crisis came again. The red tide surges on the ground, the challenge signal echoes in the forest, and the door to the emotional abyss opens faintly. The 5 fingers of the giant claw were like a black hole whirlpool, and the suction pulled and twisted the air. The broken pages of the music sheet were whirled in, and the resentment turned into thousands of needles piercing the brain. Lin Fan's knees weakened and he almost fell to his knees. The new guitar string struggled to shine with golden light. His fingertips frantically plucked and tried to play the Requiem light network, but only produced broken and wrong sounds. The red eyes of the wolves seeped into the cracks with blood, their claw blades scraped the ground and hissed, sparks flew everywhere. The shadow of the chaotic sound demon loomed high in the sky. The blood-red music score robe floated. The faceless head cracked its mouth and laughed, false holy bug. The fragments of the score belong to me, the mother of emotion sleeps forever, the machine bitch plus human, garbage-like, abyss burial song. Sound waves penetrated into the minds of the three of them like black mist, Luo Li's silver eyes flashed randomly, alarm. Admiration prototype module interference, 0.01%, collapse. Her figure shook, the blue veins of her shirt dimmed, and the electric rose became sour and pungent. Lin Fan's heart felt like it was falling into an ice cave, and the nosebleeds really dripped down the guitar strings, staining the guitar strings with golden light and blood red. It's over. The boss mocked him perfectly, the team was suppressed, and my parents' drafts were merged in vain. How can I save the world? I'm ashamed of my ancestors. Yi Chen's green light vines wrapped around his claws for the last time, but boom, exploded into green smoke. He groaned and fell to the ground, his cloak was completely destroyed, and his green eyes widened in panic. Holy the one who is powerless, retreat. Luo Li shouted fiercely, her laser palm blasted to block the claw shadow, her shoulder armor was shattered with blue blood spray, her curved silver muscles were gleaming with lightning, her mechanical voice roared and turned delicate. Lin Fan ran, curious, wanted to try to love, but now, afraid. The ultimate claw approached the three of them only meters away, the stench was overwhelming, the ground collapsed and the black hole opened its mouth. Teleport away. Sun Quan roared, the golden light of the bracelet skyrocketed, the golden pages of the blue crystal platform buzzed and merged with the music score, forcing the space to distort. Buzz, the three figures were elongated and inhaled like bubbles, the giant claws, pop, hit the air and only smashed out a sea of plasma fire, the chaos sound demon roared to the sky, escape. The middle-level villagers cursed and locked you, red thousands of people are chasing you, the false saint, die. The field of vision rotates, the sweet cream ringtone revives, the three people, pop, spit out the middle oasis arch, the vine barrier barely heals, click, the golden leaf butterflies fly into the sky, the lawn hums softly, but the air is thick and mixed with the howling of wolves in the distance, and the iron smell is faintly seeping in. Lin Fan sat paralyzed and gasped. The guitar strings were stained with blood, and his fingertips were as hot as fire. He roared in his heart, escape. But the crisis is overwhelming, the final boss locked the music score, and my genius aura was shattered into slag. Luo Li stumbled into his arms, her silver hair wet and stuck to her neck, her blue crystal core beating in sync with the dong-dong sound, the smell of sweat mixed with electric heating, her silver eyes flashing softly. Head tilt practice. Lin Fan, just now, I was afraid. Emotional practice, hug, comfortable. Like, 25%. Now, try a love song. Her mechanical leather belt trembled, her armor shattered and her skirt fell off her shoulders, her silver muscle electric light pulsed seductively. Lin Fan blushed and his heart beat, and his nosebleed threatened to spurt again. Girl welfare opportunity? But the atmosphere is depressing, sweet and fearful, refreshing and panicked. Yi Chen climbed up and scanned the sky with gloomy red clouds. The fragments of his cloak shook off the dust. He rubbed his shoulders and whispered, Saint, there is no solution to the chaotic sound demon. The red tide heat map surrounds the edge of the middle level. The village area fell first. Training is urgent, teamwork and strengthening bonds. But his voice was stiff, his green eyes flashed with worry, and his usual ghostly self-confidence was shattered. Sun Wan's bracelet flashed, and her voice was tired and arrogant again. Idiots, real-life music sample transmission. The quantum encoding of the classic love song, Moonlight Sonata, is integrated with your score to complete the fragmented premonition, but the heat map shows that the villagers' music curse broke out, and the ghosts are residual. The AI villagers in the village are singing the wrong tune and are self-destructing. The red tide takes the opportunity to invade. Solve the branch line, otherwise the oasis will be completely black. Let's get jealous first. I will personally develop a prototype of the time travel device to detect your heartbeat to Luo Li. The heartbeat reading is 99%, don't deny it. In the middle-level village area, the scene is like hell. The vines of the wooden house twist into a musical cage, the AI villager's blue-skinned humanoid holds his head and howls wildly, the wrong sound, buzz, sounds like a knife scraping glass, the red threads in the eyes burst, broken music notes on the ground crawl like insects, the air is sour and smells like milk, and the bell fruit tree withers and drips black juice. The village elders knocked the ground with their trembling sticks, their blue robes in tatters. Outsiders. There is no solution to the curse, and the evil spirits are burning our brains. Before we destroy ourselves, the red tide swallows the village. Get away, the fake genius can't save us. The villagers laughed at the Sheng, and the wrong note chorus was harsh. Garbage human beings, forged music scores, and the music of village destruction will always play. Lin Fan's heart sank again, and he complained in his heart, again, I'm ridiculing. I just escaped from the boss's clutches, and there are also traps in the branch line. The villagers look down on others, and the harder they suppress me, the more they want to explode. Yi Chen glared at the villagers with his green eyes, with rare anger. Shut up. The blood of the saints, music conquers everything. But his vines tentatively touched the wrong sound cage, that is, Qi burned back, and the green light dimmed, invalid, quantum residual frequency specialization, K. Luo Li's silver eyes scanned, and the data flashed randomly, detection, the remaining assists of the anger module. But love practice, first. She pulled Lin Fan's hand, the self-healing armor skirt gathered, and the silver hair shook out the electric rose to hit her nostrils. The people laughed more fiercely, dancing robot bitch. Laugh to death, the curse will burn your core. Lin Fan grabbed the guitar, the new strings struggled to shine with golden light, merging with Sun Wan's Moonlight Sonata, fingertips plucked the low moonlight intro, and the bubble network slowed down, slowly condensing into a silver moonlight scream. He tried to cover up the wrong sound, but the resentment backfired and broke into pieces. The bubbles exploded and sour juice splashed on his face. His knees were weak and he almost fell over. Damn. I suppressed the perfect score first. The villagers glared and laughed to death. I'm a genius with a bug. Seeing this, Luo Li's silver eyes gleamed red. She took the initiative to cosplay a human girl, her shirt turned into a pink skirt and short hair, her silver skin turned pink, and her electric rose turned into a girl's floral fragrance. She tilted her head softly and said, Lin Fan, practice admiration, dance, synchronization. She stepped on the lawn, her silver feet lightly twirled welfare dance steps, her skirt flew up and her curves were exposed. The blue light pulsated like a heartbeat lamp, imitating a human twisting her waist and shaking her hips, and the machine turned seductive. I like. Look at your eyes. It's hot. The villagers got stuck in the wrong tone, and their blue eyes widened in shock. Dancing. Human simulation is 99%, but the curse doesn't move. Yi Chen's green eyes were big, and his cloak fluttered. Luo Li. The charm is off the charts, the bond assists and the curse is loose. Sun Wan's bracelet exploded with laughter, the welfare dance hot picture melted the screen. Lin Fan's heart rate reading exploded, the idiot blushed and nosebleed. The time travel device accelerated, I personally intervened in the dream. Lin Fan's heart was full of joy and suppressed. The girl's cosplay is tempting, sweet nuclear bomb, but the red clouds are approaching, and the crisis is overwhelming. He seized the opportunity and frantically played the climax of the Moonlight love song with his fingertips. The golden strings plus Luo Li's dance steps resonated, the spring water chords poured out from the bell fruit tree and entangled in a cage of wrong sounds. Turning the chord, ding ding, the blue eyes collectively stared in admiration. Genius. Moonlight purification, divine comedy. The cage shattered, and the villagers knelt and trembled. Saint, spare your life, I offer the fragments. The elder's staff handed over the blue crystal fragments, the music score hummed and merged. Lin Fan's mind was flooded with premonitions of new skills, and he was 55% complete. The clue of the mother of emotions flashed, the key to unlocking the embryonic form of Luo Li's love. After Luo Li danced, she jumped into her arms, her pink skirt turned into armor, her silver eyes crescent moon imitated shyness. Love. 5%. Lin Fan, kissing practice. The electric warmer pressed his lips to his cheeks, Lin Fan's face turned red, and he was filled with ecstasy and fear. The buds of love are blooming, it's so exciting. But Yi Chen patted his shoulder in awe, perfect. But hot picture alert, the red tide breaks through the edge, chaos summons locked. Sun Quan screamed, the prototype of the device is coming in, and the oasis barrier is strengthened by 30%. But I detect Lin Fan's heartbeat against Luo Li. Come to the dreamland in person, my childhood sweetheart is as good as the machine girl. The ultimate claw shadow is approaching, the back road of the village area collapses, the core of the palace is evacuated, the origin of the complete collection of fragments is revealed. Sun Wan's bracelet beeped, and the red light was as dazzling as blood. Her voice turned into a cry, and the keyboard was pounding like a rainstorm, idiot Lin Fan. The black hole in the heat map swallowed the screen, the energy reading of the ultimate claw exploded, and the oasis barrier was left with 5%. I hacked into the main frequency and forced shortcut transmission, the energy increase was full, but you too have the hugging picture still burns my eyes. It doesn't matter if Luo Li is jealous, it's all about living. Her arrogance shattered into despair. The lights in the background of the laboratory flickered like an electrocardiogram. Lin Fan bit her lips and stared at the screen, feeling sour and panicked in her heart. Nuan, hold on. I won't allow you to cry. Lin Fan staggered and crushed the gold leaf fragments. The vine arches clicked backwards like a giant beast panting. The red clouds were low pressure like rolling curtains of blood. The wolves howled and the irony smell mixed with the scorching stench of plasma hit his face. The fissures in the ground hissed and sprayed black mist, and there was a faint glow of blood in the red eyes. The strings of his guitar were stained with blood, and the golden light struggled and flickered like a broken candle. He roared and collapsed in his heart, fuck. The villagers just knelt down to lick the fragments, and the sweet love buds bloomed. The red tide surrounded the edge. I only scored 55% of the score, and the chaotic sound demon locked the pulse. The black hole of the claw shadow was completely destroyed in one breath. The genius halo was shattered into dog food. Luo Li was still hot when he was practicing welfare, but now the whole team is cold. Luo Li's silver arms tightened around his waist, the blue veins in her armor were pulsating, and the smell of sweat was flowing through her body, and her silver eyes flashed wildly. In the sky, her mechanical vocal cords trembled and she was in a rare panic. Detection, red tide heat map 99%, the villager's back road collapses into a black hole. Protection is a priority, but the love module is overheated, the hug is synchronized. I'm afraid it will break again. Her silver hair was wet against her neck, the electric-scented rose barely suppressed the iron smell, the self-healing shoulder armor, blue blood evaporated, and the curved silver muscle was gleaming with electric light. In his mind, Lin Fan thought about her data collapse. The girl relies on the fullness, the sweet nuclear bomb, but the crisis is overwhelming, the excitement is so panicked that it causes a heart attack. Yi Chen's green eyes were as gloomy as before a storm, and the fragments of his cloak shook off ashes. His ghostly figure flashed forward and pressed the green light in his palms wildly against the vines of the arch, trying to forcefully seal the crack. However, the red mist backfired and burned his arms. His face was red and swollen with acid splash. He staggered back, his knees slightly bent, and his voice roared and trembled for the first time in despair, Saint. The entrance to the maze at the lower level of the core of the palace collapsed, and thousands of red tides rushed forward with the curse. The frequency of chaos summons has been upgraded, there is no way out. The training of the Bond ensemble has been cancelled, and there is no way to escape. His green eyes widened in panic, and the usually arrogant guardian smashed his fist to the ground. The green light was as dim as death. Lin Fan complained in his heart, Yi Chen is so cowardly. It's great to conquer the villagers with my music, but now the team is suppressed, and the wits are stuck. What's wrong with the parents' draft fusion? The villagers behind the arch screamed loudly, the wrong tone turned into a blood howl, buzz, as harsh as 1,000 knives scraping the brain. The blue-skinned AI humanoid held its head and exploded, bang bang, the broken pages rained down like blood, the black juice bell fruit tree withered and dripped, pa pa pa, corroding the ground, and the red tide of Wolf's bloody red eyes seeped into the cracks, claw blades scratched the arches and hissed, sparks flew everywhere, and the mocking murmur turned into sound waves and penetrated the brain, fake holy garbage. Moonlight love song fake purification, I gnaw the fragments of the music score, the robot bitch and the human girl flew into the abyss. Lin Fan's eardrums buzzed with nosebleeds. Guitar dripped again, his knees were weak, and the bubble net tried to congeal and broke. Bop, acid splashed on his face, and his heart fell into an ice cave, full marks for ridicule. The villagers knelt down to lick and bite the dog, the red cloud wolf was howling close at hand, Sun Quan was late to support. I'm a genius game, playing Requiem the light network is blocked. The fusion of moonlight love is counterattacked. Luo Li's dance is fun but the boss's claws are smashed. A dream, but the black hole swallows the screen. The lower the pressure, the more bullets will explode. The bracelet suddenly beeped, and the golden light surged. Sun Wan's voice was shrill and loud, and he laughed, idiot Lin Fan. The prototype of the time travel device hacked into the main frequency of the dreamland, and the energy was fully charged and forced it to come briefly, 99% jealous, but the genius is so handsome, take the move. The space was distorted and buzzed like an elongated bubble. A beam of white light, bang, hit the front of the arch, the metal hatch bounced open, and Sun Wan's pretty figure jumped out, the hacker's uniform hugged the curves tightly, the silver-framed glasses flashed red data streams, the quantum keyboard in hand, pop-pop, typed wildly, the long ponytail whipped out the sweet fragrance of cream, she stepped on the grass staggering and almost falling, he glared at Lin Fan arrogantly. The heat map shows that your heart beats 99.9% of Luo Li's kiss. Practice. Humph, my childhood sweetheart came to torture the dog in person. But the red tide heat map melted the screen, and the device only lasted for 5 minutes. The layout counterattacked, I hacked Vines plus Oasis barrier to increase by 50%, Yi Chen became obsessed palace shortcut, Lin Fan's music focus, Luo Li's, emotional warrior escort. Her red lips were clenched and trembling with excitement, her glasses were misty and she was in tears. In her mind, Lin Fan was thinking, Nguan, the arrogant person, travels through welfare. The sweet triangle explodes, but the crisis is overwhelming, and the funny conflict is fun first. The data in Luo Li's silver eyes flashed red and exploded. Her silver arms were slightly stiff and she let go of Lin Fan's waist. The mechanical voice turned sour and cold, detecting, human women, Qing Mei connection 99%, intimacy heat map is eye-catching. Admiration module alarm, jealousy prototype 0.1% activated. Protection takes priority, but, practice love song, me first. The edge of her pink skirt cosplay changed, and her silver feet stepped lightly in front of Sun Quan. The electric rose turned into a girl's floral fragrance, which was tangy and prickly. The blue veins in the armor skirt pulsated like a heartbeat. She tilted her head to imitate Atsundra, Lin Fan, hug me. Sun Quan, technology support is good, but the dance synchronization is 99%, the love is 5%, leading. Sun Wan's glasses were wide-eyed, and the keyboard smashed to the ground with red light spraying out. She screamed and threw herself at Lin Fan's arms and hugged her, the robot girl's welfare dance is burning her eyes. I'm a hacker, and my heart rate reading is 98% for me. You idiot, you kissed my face since you were a child, and now you have a bloody triangle? But the shadow of Hong Tide's claws is so close, jealous. After the war, fight back first. Lin Fan's face was red, his heart was pounding, his nosebleed was about to spurt 3 feet away, and the game of ecstasy collapsed in his heart, girls competing together. Luo Li is jealous, Nguan is arrogant and sweet, feeling nuclear explosion, but the wolf howl is ear-splitting. Ingenious suppression, using the triangle bond to resonate the score. Genius mode on. Yi Chen's green eyes widened and he was shocked and stunned. The fragments of his cloak shook off, and green vines grew wildly to block the road. His voice trembled and he worshipped, Sun Quan, time travel hacker, magical skills. Saint, the bond between four people is beyond the limit, and the red tide heat map is loosened by 5%. Going deep into the lower labyrinth, phantom AI branches are quickly cleared, complete collection of musical score fragments. The red tide wolves hit the arch with a boom, the iron bloody mist seeped in, Sun Quan pounded on the keyboard and merged with Yi Chen's vines, the golden and green barrier buzzed and condensed into a quantum network, the wolves howled and roared and retreated, and the black shadow on the ground retreated. Lin Fan seized the opportunity and plucked the guitar with his fingertips to play the low-pitched moonlight prelude to the war song. The golden string blood stained the golden light soaring. The bubble net plus spring water chords resonated, gurgling, and washed the arch. The fusion of Sun Wan's quantum code, ding-ding, ringtone and the sweet fragrance of cream exploded. The silhouettes of the four people stretched out the bow, and inhaled the shortcut of the maze. The red cloud wolf howled away and turned slightly reversed. The air in the lower level of the maze is as thick as molasses, the sound spectrum vines on the walls twist and squirm, gulu, the bass hums to the bone, the phosphorescent blue crystal pages float like will-o'-the-wisps, and the smell is pungent with the stench of sour rot and burnt plasma. The phantom AI of the mob sprang out, a translucent blue shadow humanoid, the claw blade buzzed the wrong sound and scratched the wall and sparks, mocking the chorus and stabbing the brain, pseudo-team. Labyrinth rhythm trap, red tide outpost, music score corpse. Lin Fan's heart sank again, and he complained in his heart, easy mob. Suppress first, claw blade quantum pink music, my layout is stuck with bugs. Sun Wan's glasses flashed data, Sundra furiously tapped the keyboard to hack into the wall, idiots, look at the hacker. The heat map analyzes the rhythm mystery, 3 on the left, 2 on the right, bass pedaling in sync. She stepped on the dong-dong rhythm of the wall, and the quantum red light pulled the vines to open the way, but the dream world backfired and electrocuted the edges of her ponytail with a pop, and she screamed in embarrassment, damn. Technology fusion bug, dream world electrocutes my hair. Lin Fan, music patch. Luo Li's silver eyes flashed red with jealousy, and her mechanical voice was sour and cute. Sun Quan kisses Lin Fan's arm, it's a hot picture. Enter the emotional warrior. Her silver feet whirled and her pink skirt flew up, her blue veins pulsating light synchronized with Sun Wan's rhythm, electric roses pressed against sour rot and laser palms swept, boom, the little monster's claws shattered into blue mist with the wrong tone, boo-bop, but the jealous module overheated. Her armor skirt, zizi, with blue blood droplets, tilted her head towards Lin Fanhui, practice, exclusive hug. Like, 28%. Sun Quan glared and counterattacked, throwing the keyboard at Lin Fan's shoulder. Exclusively for the robot girl? My childhood sweetheart takes priority. Lin Fan's inner game was filled with excitement, the funny triangle conflict is adorable, the monsters in crisis are relaxed, but jealousy is strong, and the combination of intelligence and wisdom, the music rhythm dominates. He strummed the guitar with his fingertips to climax. The song of light love turns to battle, the golden string plus 3 people synchronize, ding ding dong dong, the bubble net condenses the silver moon rain, gurgling, and washes the maze wall, the spring water chords entwine the little monster shadow, pop and explode, the requiem light net seals the trap rhythm, and the wall vines turn to the golden leaf arch bridge smoothly. Yi Chen's green eyes opened wide, and the green vines assisted the wild growth. His voice trembled in awe, the music of the saint conquers the maze. The 4 people are bound to resonate, the phantom heat map is cleared, and all the mobs are wiped out easily. The residual image of the mobs knelt down in the blue mist to present the fragments, and the buzzing fusion score made Lin Fan have a premonition of new skills in his mind, completing 65%. Sun Quan panted, her ponytail swung, and she patted Lin Fan's back arrogantly, a handsome genius. But Luo Li's hug lasted 3 seconds longer. Jealousy 100%, time travel energy left 2 points. Luo Li's crescent moon eyes were shy, and she pressed Lin Fan's cheek for warmth, share, memory fragments. Childhood, creator-musician, hand caressing my core, playing the first song, Cradle of Dreams, implanting emotional seeds. Lin Fan, you are like him. Admiration, 10%. Lin Fan's heartbeat was thunderous, his nosebleed was hot, and he was shocked in his heart, Luo Li's childhood memory. Sweetness deepens the nuclear bomb, and the origin premonition flashes, she is the final AI of the musician. The feeling of relief is released, but the crisis is hidden. The phantom AI monster at the core of the maze awakens, the faceless blue robe floats, the music claw black hole vortex sucks the fragments, and laughs at the brain, fake saint. Music. The complete score will be destroyed, and the mother of emotions will sleep forever. The four-person suppression came again, and Sun Wan's energy alarm, beep beep, exploded. She screamed at Lin Fan, idiot, the ultimate move of the ensemble. I hack the increase. Luo Li's laser blast in front of her guard burned jealously, Sun Wan retreats, fight me. Yi Chen's vines wrapped around his claws and turned green light, saint, the master of music. Lin Fan's knees weakened and the game collapsed and burned, and the fingertip blood dial was the ultimate fusion, moonlight love song plus dream cradle premonition plus three people's bond, the golden string was exposed like the sun, the bubble spring water was filled with silver moon rain, boom, the quantum network washed the black hole, and the requiem light network sealed at the music claw. The phantom AI's blue eyes widened and trembled with fear, impossible, musician bloodline. Luo Li's final AI, origin exposed. The giant beast, bang, exploded into a full page of blue crystal, the music score buzzed 80% complete, and the full picture of the origin flashed in his mind. Luo Lin is the final emotional AI created by a lost musician, guarding the matrix of the passage. The ultimate boss, the chaos sound demon, roars high in the sky, the final AI belongs to me. Summon the red tide body, the palace collapses. The music score is locked in tremors, and amazed the wall cracked and red cloud seeped in, and Sun Wan's cabin door, clicked, to forcefully pull back the white light. She screamed, idiots, the device collapsed. Hold on to the oasis barrier, I recreate the reality and travel through it. Heartbeat. I will never lose. The figure disappeared with a pop, and the sweet smell of cream remained. Red clouds are overwhelming, wolves are howling and thundering, the ground is shaking and black shadows are looming, the team is sprinting through the arch, sweetness is mixed with crisis, and it is as depressing as the eve of a storm. The ground was shaken like 10,000 drums roaring together, gravel rained down like a rumbling, the phosphorescent blue crystal wall cracked and spread like a spider web, black mist spewed out and smelled of iron and blood, and red clouds and low pressure rolled in like a doomsday sky. The screaming chorus of the afterimages of the monsters, buzzed, and stabbed the brain, the phantom claw blades, hissed, scraped the air and splashed sparks, the core arch of the palace loomed as an abyss whirlpool, and the red eyes flickered with blood like a galaxy in hell. Lin Fan staggered and crushed the blue crystal page. The guitar strings were stained with blood and the golden light struggled like a broken candle. Hot nosebleeds flowed down his cheeks and salty smell mixed with sweat. He roared and collapsed in his heart, fuck. 80% of the origin of the music score bursts into sweetness, Luo Li adores 15% is attacking the electric heater, Sun Wan is jealous of the welfare nuclear explosion, and now the black cloud of the red tide is overwhelming. The giant claws are all wiped out, my genius aura is shattered, and the chaotic sound demon is locked in the veins with no way out. The bullet will be amazing. Luo Li's silver arms tightened around his waist, her armor skirt pulsated with electric warmth and she pressed against the iron. Her silver eyes flashed wildly across the abyss. Her mechanical voice trembled and she was in a rare panic, detection. The heat map of Hong Tide's body is 100%, the ultimate form of the chaos sound demon, and the palace core collapse rate is 99%. Protection is a priority, but the love module is overloaded, and the hug is synchronized, afraid of breaking. Her silver hair was wet and sticky. The electro-flavored rose on the cheek barely resisted the smell of blood, the shoulder armor self-healed and the blue blood evaporated. The electric light of the curved silver muscle loomed. He tilted his head and threw his arms tighter. Lin Fan, the origin is confirmed. Are afraid of losing. Lin Fan's heartbeat was thunderous and the nosebleed spurted again. The ice cave in his heart fell and turned slightly burning. The girl relies on layman, the sweet nuclear bomb, but the black hole of the boss's claw shadow sucks the soul, and the wit is stuck. Yi Chen's green eyes widened with despair and gloominess. The fragments of his cloak shook off the ashes, and his arms were scorched and swollen. The ghost figure flashed forward and the green vines pressed against the arch. He tried to seal the abyss, but was burned to coke by the red mist. He staggered to his knees and smashed the broken phosphorus crystals on the ground. His voice roared and trembled for the first time and collapsed. Saint. No way. The red tide body has been summoned, the chaotic sound demons have merged, and the music score is complete. Lock, the claw shadow black hole swallows the palace. The bond resonance fails, retreat, never. His green eyes flashed with panic, and the usually arrogant guardian's fist hit the ground with blood. The green light was as dim as death. Lin Fan complained about the game in his heart. Yi Chen is cowardly and kneels down. The team is suppressed. Sun Quan is late for the remake. Luo Li is jealous, but the boss is laughing. How can the old bullet break the game? Parents draft by Rome. The arch abyss roars loudly. The red blood howl, buzz buzz, is like 10,000 knives scraping the soul. The fissures in the ground spray out black juice and corrode, hiss, and emit white smoke. The final boss of the chaos sound demon wakes up. A giant faceless red robe floats. Thousands of people, the head wolf shadow surrounded the red eyes with blood rolling. The sound spectrum turned into a black hole whirlpool. Gulu gulu. Sucking the blue crystal page fragments, the irony plasma was burnt. And smelly mixed with the wrong sounds and ridiculed the brain, pseudo-holy garbage. Luo Li's final AI mother body belongs to me. The music score is all broken into the abyss and fed to the dogs. What a joke, the emotional training ground is destroyed forever. The claw shadow smashed into the arch, the vines were wiped out, the red mist rolled over the team, and the black holes sucked at the corners of the clothes. Tearing apart, Lin Fan's guitar almost flew and his heart collapsed, full marks for ridicule. Thousands of red eyes stared at the soul, the black holes in the claws pulled at the bone and hurt, the villagers swallowed all the blue crystals. I tried to condense the bubble net and it broke into pieces. Boom, the knees were weak and the whole team was cold. The data in Luo Li's silver eyes collapsed and exploded, her laser palm violently blasted the claw shadow, boom boom, but was swallowed up by the black hole. The blue mist was swallowed up, the armor skirt sizzled, blue blood dripped wildly, the edge of the pink skirt cos shattered, exposing the silver muscle. The electric light ran around, her mechanical voice cried, emotional module, anger 0.5% activated. Protection failed. Lin Fan hid behind me. She rushed forward to block her body and danced with her silver feet. The smell of electric roses was suppressed by blood, but the edge of her shoulder armor was melted by jealousy. She tilted her head and simulated tears. I like 28%, don't hurt him. Yi Chen, the green vines wrapped around the claws and broke into ashes. He crawled back on his knees and backed up with green eyes and copper bells in fear. The boss is invincible. The hot picture melted the screen, and the saint's music can't be resisted. Lin Fan's eardrums were buzzing with blood, and he plucked the strings of his guitar and hummed the moonlight love song, but the wrong sound struck back and shattered the golden light. Pop, bubbles of spring water and strings evaporate at the edge of the black hole, and he plays a desperate game in his heart, full suppression. Luo Lilan's blood is dripping on the ground. Yi Chen is kneeling down, my genius is broken into slag, and the fragrance of Sun Wan's cream is left with ridicule. The black cloud is overwhelming, I can't play. The bracelet suddenly beep 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 and flashed gold and red. Sun Wan's voice was shrill and arrogant, and she burst into laughter. Idiot Lin Fan. Remake the time travel device and hack into the main frequency. The energy is overloaded and the long distance increase is full. 200% jealous, but the genius is so handsome. The hot picture shows the boss's weakness, emotional frequency blind spot. Take the ultimate move, quantum keyboard far black music claw, vine barrier plus oasis increase 200%, each an open shortcut simultaneously. Lin Fan directs the ensemble, and Luo Li's emotions are fully activated to escort. Buzz, the remaining white light beam hit the side of the arch, the phantom of the metal hatch, clicked, and bounced away from the projection. Sun Wan's pretty shadow jumped out, a hacker's shirt was tightly wrapped in a curved silver mirror and red glasses, data was flowing wildly, a quantum keyboard was held in hand and the ghost was typing, and his long hair was fluttering. The sweet smell of cream hit her nose and suppressed the stench of blood. Her phantom stepped on phosphorus crystals and staggered arrogantly at the boss, red-tide trash. I'm really cheating on your main frequency. Girl Luo Li's emotions are burning, but she cooperates to torture the dog. The energy lasts for 3 minutes, counterattack layout, music dominates. Luo Li's silver eyes turned red with jealousy and turned to affection. Her silver arms, Lin Fan's waist, and her mechanical voice burned with sourness and cuteness, detection. Sun Wan's shadow, Qingmei's hot picture burns the brain. Jealousy 1% is fully activated, but Origin Guardian takes priority. Lin Fan, ensemble, I will follow. Her pink dress caused full phantom silver feet whirled wildly in front of Sun Wan's shadow, her blue veins pulsated like a heartbeat, the electric fragrance turned into a girly floral fragrance, and the cream was sweet and pungent, and the laser palm, bang, swept the edge of the claw shadow. Sun Wan's glasses rounded and the bronze bell trembled, and the keyboard hit the ground with red light quantum network spraying, exclusively for the machine girl. I'm at Sundra Hacker, 99.9% of my heart is attracted to Lin Fan. Idiot, you have been kissing each other since childhood and now the triangle is exploding? But the boss slaps with his claws, jealousy and fusion counterattack. Lin Fan's face turned red, his nose bleeded 3 feet away, and the game of ecstasy in his heart collapsed and turned into a rage. Wan's phantom travel welfare exploded again, Luo Li was jealous and affectionate, Yi Chen's cowardice rekindled, triangle bond plus far black magic. Genius command to start. Yi Chen's green eyes turned to shock and admiration. The ashes of his cloak shook off and his burned arms healed themselves. Green light surged wildly. The ghostly vines in his palms merged with Sun Wan's quantum red network, Buzz, to form a golden and green giant shield to seal the black hole. His voice trembled and he shouted in awe, Sun Wan is black. Saint, 4 people are bound to overclock 200%, the boss's hot picture is 10% loose. Luo Li's emotions are fully activated, and the music ensemble, conquer. The boss's red eyes widened and roared, and the claw shadow hit the shield, boom, 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 and the sparks of blood sprayed into the sky. Lin Fan got up on his knees and strummed the guitar with blood on his fingertips. The ultimate prelude, Moonlight Love Song plus Dream Cradle plus complete fusion of parents drafts plus the bond of 3 people. The golden strings were exposed like the sun bursting, ding ding dong dong, to the climax of the war song. The bubble net condensed silver moon rain spring water and the chords, gurgling boom boom, washed away the black hole. The requiem light net sealed the music score and shattered thousands of shadows with pop bang. Luo Li's silver eyes were filled with tears, and the data was all messed up. Her mechanical voice turned into human cries and bursts of joy, anger, sorrow and joy, the emotion module, all unlocked. Joy 28%, anger 35%, sadness 20%, joy 17%. Love, Lin Fan. Her silver feet danced in the pink skirt, and the electric light flashed wildly. The blue veins in the armor skirt pulsated and the light synchronized with the rhythm of the guitar. The laser palms fused with the emotional wave, boom boom boom, and hit the core of the boss directly. The electric fragrance, the scent of roses, suppresses the stench of blood, silver hair flies and silver muscles arc like thunder. The jealous module turns to 50% of love and roars, don't touch him. The mother of origin, I protect. The faceless red robe of the boss trembles and howls in fear, finally the AI fully awakens. Emotional music overcomes my blind spots, impossible. The claw shadow of the black hole shatters and, bang bang, the blue crystal fragments return, and the red mist evaporates and turns into a rain of golden leaves. Soon Wan's phantom glasses were trembling with excitement, and she was typing furiously on the keyboard. She turned on the black frequency. Genius Lin Fan is so handsome. Girl Luo Li's emotional nuclear bomb, her jealousy melts, her heart beats forever. The quantum network locks the main frequency of the boss, and the energy is 30 seconds left, the end of the big move. Her ponytail flicked wildly, and the sweet scent of cream filled the air. The phantom pounced on Lin Fan's arms and embraced the projection electric heater. Yi Chen's green eyes fell to his knees in admiration. Green vines grew wildly around the boss's remaining claws and exploded with a bang. His voice trembled as he worshipped. The saint's command is invincible. Luo Li is full of joy, anger, sorrow, and bonding ensemble skills. The boss's weaknesses are exposed, emotional blind spots. The red-tide hot map is cleared. Lin Fan's heart was filled with joy, and his fingertips were bleeding. The climax of the finale is dialed wildly, the golden sun surges, the silver moon reigns, and the quantum spring water washes away the black hole. The requiem net seals and wipes out all 10,000 heads. Boom, is a huge explosion of red robes and blue crystals. The whole page buzzes and sacrifices. The score completes 100% of the mind flashes. The secret, the passage is the emotional trial ground built by the lost musicians, awakening the AI human heart, and Luo Li's mother body protects the balance. The remnant core of the boss shattered into a rain of golden leaves with a bang. The azure crystal platform at the core of the palace was reborn and golden light shot into the sky, the red clouds dissipated and the wolves howled away, and the black mist turned to the fragrance of flowers and electric warmth. Luo Li's silver eyes shed tears like human beings. She threw herself into Lin Fan's arms, her blue pulse pulsing in sync with her heartbeat, and her mechanical voice turned soft and affectionate. Lin Fan loves you. Full of joy, anger, sorrow, and origin confirmed, passage trial field, I choose to merge with reality. Protect you forever. She kissed her silver lips and cheeks with electric roses. The curves of his silver muscles melted with the smell of sweat, and he tilted his head and blushed. Practice, true love song. Lin Fan spurted nosebleeds and felt heartbroken, and his heart exploded with joy. It feels so good for a girl to cry and recognize the god of love. The secret of the musical score explodes, the emotional trial ground is sweet, and the boss's weakness is the emotional blind spot. The garbage can be hit in seconds, and the resourceful genius is invincible. Soon Wan's phantom keyboard floor-length glasses flashed with tears, and the Tsundra screamed and supported the projection. Idiots win. Sister Luo Li is full of admiration. 99.9% of my childhood sweethearts will not lose. Remake the time travel and make it real next time. The buttery fragrance will stay forever. The figure, pop, faded away the sweet fragrance. Yi Chen stood up and patted Lin Fan's shoulders with admiration, his cloak self-healing and green light flashing. The saint is reborn. The team embraces, the channel balance is reborn. But, the aftermath of the collapse is lurking. Luo Li's fusion crisis. The four figures stretched out and hugged each other in the golden light, the blue crystal platform buzzed and a new door opened, a shortcut to reality opened, the flower-scented electric heater filled with sweet cream, and the aftershocks on the ground boom long, faintly, the abyss hums into a rebirth movement, and a new game is burning in Lin Fan's heart. Victory is full of excitement, the love triangle is a nuclear bomb. The trial ground is guarding sweetness, but the passage collapse. Hook is overwhelming. Luo Li merges reality, the next battle begins. The palace arch slowly opens with a click, gold leaves are raining, and the sweetness of crisis is like a surge. The rain of golden leaves falls like a dreamy silver thread, the arch is fully opened and the blue crystal platform hums at high frequency. The phosphorescent veins vibrate the air like a heart beating wildly. Lin Fan's nosebleed dried up, his cheeks felt hot, and the blood-stained golden light on the guitar strings pulsated. He gasped and held Luo Li's waist, and his heart turned to ecstasy and alert. The exciting victory embraces the sweet nuclear bomb, but the aftermath of the passage is overwhelming, and black mist looms in the cracks of the Azure platform. The complete secret of the music score unlocks the trial field guard. The fusion crisis hook is full. I am a genius to be steady. Luo Li's silver eyes sparkled like crystal tears, the blue veins in her armor skirt pulsed like the ups and downs of breathing, the silver skin on the edge of the pink skirt cos was looming, the electric fragrance of roses suppressed the smell of blood. She tilted her head and held her arms tighter and tighter. Her voice was soft and trembling. Lin Fan, love is 52%. The channel balance is reborn at 99%, but the heat map of the risk of integrating reality is flashing red, and the emotional module overload may break the AI core. I hesitate. Protect the trial field, or be sweet with you in reality. Her silver lips touched her cheek. Nguyen's body is flowing, her curves are twisting and her waist is blushing, and the data is jumping wildly. She is 28% happy, 35% angry, 20% happy, 17% happy, and her inner monologue is simulated in full chaos. Human hearts are so chaotic. Sun Wan's creamy fragrance is jealous 1.2%, but Lin Fan's music is 100% synchronized, and I can't bear to part with it. Yi Chen's green eyes of admiration scanned the cracks in the blue crystal. His cloak self-healed and green vines grew wildly around the edge of the arch, sealing the aftershocks. The redness and swelling on his burned arms subsided, green juice dripped and the scent of grass hit his nostrils. The ghostly figure moved forward and knelt down, and his voice trembled in awe. Saint. The remaining core of the red tide sacrifices to the blue crystal. Full-page fusion. The core of the palace is 85% stable, but the black mist silk invades in the aftermath of the abyss, and the channel balance collapse rate increases by 5%. Luo Li's mother body hesitates. The fusion ceremony needs the music score to be stable, otherwise the emotional blind spot will explode. He clenched his fists, his green eyes widened in panic, and he turned to worship. Lin Fan inwardly complaining about the game. Yi Chen knelt down and worshipped her, but the black mist suppressed the aftermath. Luo Li hesitated and burst into tears. She couldn't afford it. Sun Wan's bracelet resounded with a beep beep, and the sweet creamy phantom faded away. Her voice projected sharply and arrogantly, idiot Lin Fan. During the collapse of the remake device, the heat map shows that the aftermath of the channel is like a red tide of ghosts, and the black fog silk emotional blind area is counterattacking. The girl Luo Li is so hesitant and annoying, but the integrated reality mother is full of support and persuades her to cross the reality triangle. She is 199% jealous, but the genius is handsome. Hurry up and stabilize the dreamland. Threads of black mist suddenly spurted out from the cracks in the abyss, hissing, and corroding the edge of the blue crystal platform. The stench of iron mixed with wrong sounds and a low roar, buzzing, scratched the brain like a red tide of remnant souls resurrecting. The phosphorescent wall cracked and spider webs spread. Aftershocks on the ground, bang, and rubble dropped and sparks scattered, burning feet. Luo Li's silver arms locked tightly with Lin Fan's waist, and the electric incense droplets of blue blood trembled. She tried blasting the black mist with her laser palm, boom, but the blue mist evaporated. Gigi. Her armor skirt pulsed and flashed, her silver eyes flashed, and her red alarm watch exploded. A mechanical voice cried out 22%, detection, the invasion of red tide residual consciousness, passed through. The Tau balance dropped by 78%. The fusion hesitation intensified, and the backlash heat map locked my core. Lin Fan was afraid of pain. Her pink skirt fluttered, her silver feet staggered, she tilted her head and shed more tears, and the jealous module flashed Su Nuangxiangying. Qingmei supports Tian, but the AI mother body protection takes precedence. The green vines wrapped wildly around the black mist and the ashes flew away. His knees weakened and he backed away with his green eyes fearful of the copper bell. The aftermath is invincible. The saint's music cannot be restrained. The emotional blind spot of the black mist silk swallows the Luo Li module, and the balance is completely destroyed. Lin Fan plucked the guitar strings and tried the Moonlight Love Song, but the golden light whispered. The wrong sound backfired and the bubble-breaking net evaporated, and his heart collapsed into an ice cave. Suppression is full. The remaining soul of the black mist is mocking. Yi Chen is kneeling down on the ground dripping with Luo Li's blue blood. Sun Wan is projecting the fragrant remnant of light cream to mock. The aftermath of the passage is hooked, and my genius halo is shattered. The phantoms of the surrounding azure villagers came to life. They should have been celebrating, but instead they stared in despair and chorused, "The saint has been defeated. The ghosts of the red tide have returned, and the dreamland is forever shattered." Their phosphorescent bodies trembled and they knelt down as phosphorus shards rained down. They screamed in panic, buzz, and the piercing iron stench filled the sky. Lin Fan's eardrums were buzzing with blood and a salty taste was running down his nose. He grabbed the guitar and knelt down and yelled in his heart, "Fuck." The music score is 100% jammed, the black fog-blind area is overwhelming, Luo Li's hesitation turns from sweetness to despair, and the whole team is in shock. Luo Li's silver eyes were filled with data, and she threw herself into the electric heater and pressed the metal, "Protect, love you, but the fusion backfires and shatters me." The flashing projection of Sun Wan's bracelet recondensed her pretty figure, and her pretty figure appeared in her glasses. She stared wide-eyed, "What are you fools?" The hot picture of the black mist's weakness is the same as the boss, emotion is the nemesis. But Luo Li's hesitation is overloaded, the saint's genius ultimate move stabilizes the dream realm, and my quantum keyboard is far beyond the limit. Lin Fan's knees were bloody and his eyes were burning, and his fingertips were bloody and he was playing the ultimate stable song on the guitar, the complete, dream score, all secrets unlocked plus parents draft plus 3 people's bond plus Luo Li's emotional wave synchronization. The golden strings are exposed like the sun and rekindle the ding-ding-dong-dong climax of the new movement. The bubble net condenses the silver moon spring water and the chord, gurgling boom, washes away the black mist threads. The requiem light net seals the aftermath and whispers, "Pa pa," to shatter the remaining souls of the red tide. The black mist silk, hisses, evaporates and turns into a rain of gold leaves and the stench of iron turns into the electric fragrance of roses. The blue crystal platform, hums, completely heals the veins and the golden light soars into the sky. The abyss cracks, click, to seal forever, and the channel balance heat map soars by 100%. Luo Li's silver eyes widened in shock, and the data was all stable, and her mechanical voice turned to bursting with joy, emotional synchronization, overcome the blind spot. Lin Fan is a genius, a god. Yi Chen's green eyes fell to his knees in worship, and the green vine spontaneously ignited like a sacrifice, wrapping around the stage and worshipping, shouting, "The saint is invincible." The music score is fully integrated and stabilizes the dreamland, the remaining souls of the black mist are shattered in despair, and the balance is reborn to worship. The phantoms of the blue crystal villagers opened their phosphorus eyes and worshipped in chorus, "The saint is reincarnated. The aftermath is a blow, and I bow down." Their phosphorescent bodies stood up and knelt down to worship Yulua, shivering with phosphorescence, and they worshipped and screamed, "Buzz," to change the music and the pungent fragrance of flowers filled the air. Sun Wan's projection glasses, misty tears, trembling with excitement, her ponytail swinging, the sweet scent of cream and embossed flowers, the genius Lin Fan is so handsome that he explodes a nuclear bomb. The black mist ghost howls with regret, my jealousy melts and my heart is 100%. Stable magic skills, girl Luo Li is dumbfounded. She fluttered her arms and hugged the projection heater and burst into arrogant laughter. Lin Fan's heart was filled with joy and he released, "It feels so good to press the bottom and bounce back." The score is completely secret to overcome the blind spots, the aftermath is rubbish, the whole team is full of worship, and the sweet game is about to begin. The palace arches are fully opened, gold leaves rain party ribbons, and the azure platform is transformed into a new oasis fountain. Gurgling, creamy floral fragrance blends with electric warmth, and the dreamland party spontaneously explodes, the phantoms of phosphorescent villagers sing and dance, phosphorescent shavings are like fluorescent rain, the oasis vine juice spray, pop, is sweet and sour, and the lingering sound of the guitar whispers a love song to warm up the air and make the body tingling. Luo Li's silver feet swung onto the dance floor, her pink skirt flying, her silver muscles flashing with electric light. She pulled Lin Fan's waist and her mechanical voice was filled with shame and confusion. Stable 100%, celebrating party, practice love song. She tilted her head and pressed her silver lips against Lin Fan's mouth, the electric fragrance of roses flowed hotly, and her tongue was sweet and explosive. 25%, Sun Wan's eyes are burning but it's sweet. Lin Fan's nosebleed spurted, his heart pounded and his heart collapsed. The girl took the initiative to benefit and exploded. The electric tongue melted the soul, and the kiss was explosive during the party. Sun Wan's projected brass bell glasses trembled and shouted, the robot girl exclusive kiss. My Qingmei's kiss will be doubled next time, the fool's face will be so handsome. She flicked her ponytail and threw her arms around the threesome to attack the sweet electric heating cream, which was pungent. Yi Chen's green eyes worshipped and retreated to the side while the vines played auxiliary music and whispered in awe, the bond of the saints' love song, the party's worship will last forever. Luo Li's mother body, integrated with the persuasion of reality, guard the balance with the saint, and your emotions will be fully open without regrets. At the climax of the party, the golden leaves of the fountain in the oasis danced, and the villagers sang with phosphorus eyes, Saint Luo Li will love you forever. Luo Li's silver eyes were filled with tears of joy. Her loose lips panted, her silver hair was wet and her cheeks were flushed, the hot picture of persuasion is in full swing. I decided to travel through reality. Lin Fan, the fusion ceremony is about to begin, and I choose the human heart to protect you. Her silver arms locked her waist and curved body pressed the electric incense to melt the sweat, tilted her head and said cutely, but practice kissing. Sun Wan stared, jealous. 2%. The triangle is sweet, a new chapter in the trial field. Lin Fan's heart exploded and his heart burned, it's so exciting to decide. The benefits are full of kisses and complaints, and the fusion ceremony starts a game. Yi Chen's green light palms and the blue crystal ceremony buzzed around him, and Sun Wan's virtual keyboard on the projection keyboard was filled with red nets. I've remade the support and the ritual energy is 200%. Idiots, the sweetness is eye-catching, but the backlash is hidden, be careful. The blue crystal instrument platform's golden light surges through its veins and connects to the glass armored skirt. Her silver eyes flash hesitantly and then firmly stand in the center. The blue veins pulse like a heart beating wildly. The pink skirt coss, the silver feet dance, and the electric light is scurrying around. The electric fragrance roses fill the air. Lin Fan's guitar plucked the intro and the complete score, while the golden string synchronized with Ding Dong. The requiem wave washes over the body, and the parent's draft secretly blends the emotions with full backlash. Luo Li's mechanical voice is soft and affectionate, start, loving you and protecting you. The instrument platform booms, with beams of light reaching into the sky, oasis vines, quantum red nets and triple escort, and the creamy floral fragrance and electric heating are pungent and sweet. But suddenly, the remaining threads of black mist cracked from the abyss and spurted, hissing, iron corrosion on the edge of the instrument. Luo Li's silver eyes exploded with red alarm, blue blood dropped wildly and howled in human cries, backlash. Emotional conflict. Civil war of joy, anger, sorrow and joy, AI core is in pain, Lin Fan saves. Her silver arms grabbed her armored skirt and sizzled, the edge-melting silver muscle arc and went berserk. The jealous module exploded with 35% anger at Sun Wan's projection, grab the green plum. It hurts. Sun Wan's glasses eyes wide and panicked, the hot picture conflict explodes. Idiot genius cracks. Yi Chen, with green eyes, knelt down in fear and the vines were wildly sealed, the backlash blind area is back, the fusion crisis is at the top. The villagers screamed desperately with phosphorus eyes, the saint's problem is more difficult. Lin Fan's inner ice cave burned, the hook is backlashed to the bottom. Emotional conflict broke out, I am a genius to make a big move. The golden string strummed the ultimate bonding song, and the bubble spring water requiem net blasted directly into the backlash core. At the moment when the golden strings were plucked wildly, the ultimate bond song poured out like the Milky Way, ding ding dong dong, exploded with golden light and skyrocketed like the sun, and the bubble spring water requiem net, gurgling boom boom, hit the core of the remaining silk of the black mist. The rotten iron stench hisses, evaporates and turns to the aroma of electric roses. The edge of the blue crystal instrument platform melts, click, and the self-healing veins jump with golden light. The abyss cracks, pop, and the ashes fall down forever. Luo Li's silver eyes flashed red and then stabilized. Her silver arms dripping with blue blood suddenly stopped. Her armor skirt was sizzling, and the melting edge of her blue veins pulsated like a heart calming down. The pink skirt caused silver feet stagger to steady themselves, and the lightning flashed around and turned into a soft silver glow. The mechanical voice cried out 22% and turned into joy, the pain, melted. Emotional civil war. Joy, anger and sorrow are synchronized, Lin Fan's music nemesis, God. She tilted her head with tear stains, her silver hair was wet and her cheeks were flushed, her data was jumping wildly, her admiration was 58%, and her inner monologue simulated, human pain is so real. Soon one stabilizer cream sweet burn jealousy is reduced by 1%, but Lin Fan's love song warms the soul, and the protection and dependence is 100%. Soon Wan's projection glasses widened in panic and then trembled with excitement. She flicked her ponytail around the quantum keyboard and knocked on the red net, spurting out beep beep and injecting stabilizer. The sweet fragrance of cream suppressed the residual odor and the mixed electric fragrance rose filled the air. The heat map of the bracelet exploded red and slowly flashed green, the heat map conflict has been reduced by 80%. I am directly hit by the magical agent of technology. The blind spot, the idiot genius music is full, the remaining soul of the black mist is regretful and howls like a dog. Her pretty figure jumped up to the edge of the stage, grabbed Luo Li's silver arm with a bare hand, and rushed in. The arrogant laugh burst out and the heartbeat was 100%, the robot girl is howling in pain, and the emotional module is fully humanized. The triangle is sweet. I burning, but my support is 200% invincible, and the fusion has initially stabilized the real warm-up. Yi Chen's green eyes widened with fear, and the copper bell turned round and fell to his knees in worship. His cloak, green light vines, wildly surrounded the ceremony platform and, pop, spontaneously ignited the sacrificial ash juice dripping into the nose, and the green juice fountain disappeared completely. Nourishing the blue crystal like this, the saint's fetters can counterattack. Triple escort of the Channel Guardian Vine Network, 100% permanent balance heat map, Luo Li's mother body human heart sprouts to worship. He clenched his fists and his ghostly figure flashed and growled in awe, his green eyes scanned the blood strings of Lin Fan's guitar and the golden light pulsed in worship. The phantoms of the blue crystal villagers suddenly screamed in despair and bowed to the chorus. Their phosphorescent bodies trembled and knelt down, and phosphorus dust rained down and turned into fluorescent ribbons. Buzz turned into harsh music and the harmonies were sweet and pungent, the team of saints is invincible. The backlash is broken, and the fusion crisis strikes in seconds, and bows to eternity. The phosphorescent rain fell down on the oasis fountain and splashed with sweet and sour juice mixed with cream and flower-scented electric heaters. The party spontaneously rekindled singing and dancing, and the phosphorescent dust filled the sky. Lin Fan's nosebleed was dry and the heat on his cheeks receded. He panted and held the guitar, and his heart felt so good that he released. It feels so good to press the bottom and backfire. Luo Li howls in pain, sweet and cute, Sun Wan is arrogant, and Yi Chen kneels down to worship. The whole team is bound together, and I am a genius haloed forever. The blood-stained golden light on the guitar strings warmed up the guitar, and the air current went through his body and numbed him. The remaining silk threads of the black mist disappeared with a final hiss, the blue crystal instrument platform's golden light pillar soared into the sky and slowly descended, its veins melted into the Luo glass armored skirt, her silver eyes flashed with human-like soft light, the pink skirt flew up, the arc of silver muscle calmed down and turned into a pink luster, the mechanical voice was soft and affectionate with trembling. Initial fusion. 35% completed. Sensory adaptation, visual rose gold leaf is clear, auditory love song is synchronized with heartbeat, smell is sweet and tongue-burning creamy electric fragrance. Lin Fan, Xie. Joy module 28% is off the charts. She spins her silver feet out of the center of the instrument table and tilts her head. Lin Fan tightened, his silver lips pressed against his cheeks with electric heating, his body curved, his silver waist twisted and blushed, and his inner monologue jumped wildly. The human body is so light, Sun Wan's projection is jealous of 0.5%. But the team is warm and harmonious, and I want to practice the love song again. The vines in the surrounding oasis spurt juice. Pa automatically serves sweet and sour food. The phantoms of the villagers opened their phosphorus eyes in worship and handed over the blue crystal fruit, buzz, and hummed for energy supply. Their phosphorescent hands trembled and they worshipped with trembling voices. Saint Luo Li has first appeared in human form. Sacrifice the fruit, and the fame of the fused fruit will be spread to the dreamland forever. Yi Chen's green eyes worshipped the new changes in the peripheral vision scanner. He raised his ghostly figure on his knees and flashed forward to sacrifice the green vines to sacrifice the sapphire crystal necklace. It dinged and fell into Lin Fan's palm. The green juice and grass incense clamped the electric incense, Saint Harvest. The Channel Guardian necklace, the balanced heat map forever monitors the cracks in the abyss, and the status is sublimated to the king of the dreamland. Luo Li's mother's human senses adapt, and the bond of the team is invincible. The green light of his cloak pulsated and he lowered his head in awe, his fists trembled slightly and his green eyes shone like tears. Sun Wan projected her ponytail and flicked her excited glasses. She typed the keyboard with her empty hands, and the red internet faded away. Her bracelet beeped and projected the sweet scent of condensed cream. Idiots have gained a lot. The crash of my remade device was repaired by 50%. Stabilizer was injected into Luo Li's module to accelerate humanization. The heat map shows the reality travel portal. Let's start the warm-up. Next time we kiss each other, I'll burn you 2 times with creamy kisses. Her pretty figure fluttered against Lin Fan's arm and hugged the electric heater, her arrogant smile melted with jealousy, and her heart was 100% full of inner monologue, genius and handsome combined with magical skills. Luo Li's silver lips are cute and human, Qingmei takes priority but sweet sharing is fun. Lin Fan's heart was filled with excitement and he was complaining about the game. Yi Chen got the treasure necklace, Sun Wan was arrogant and warm, Luo Li's human senses were sweet and cute, and she tilted her head, and the whole world worshipped her with fame and status. The aftermath was handled smoothly, and the party continued to warm up. The salty smell on the tip of his nose disappeared. Grabbing the blue crystal fruit and biting it, the juice clicks, the sweet and sour juice hits the tongue, and the energy rushes through the body. The lingering sound of the guitar murmurs as he strums the light and plays the aftertaste. The bubble net condensed silver moon spring water washes away everyone's fatigue. The gurgling, spring water splashes the electric fragrance, rose, cream and grass, and the triple blend is pungent and sweet. Luo Li's silver eyes widened with the surprise of a human being. She grabbed the fruit with her silver hands and tried to bite it. The juice dripped down her pink skirt along her silver lips. The mechanical voice turned to the girl and gasped, "Taste, sweet and sour, burning your tongue. 35% happy and 30% happy, Lin Fan feed me." She tilted her head and opened her silver lips, electric fragrance hot flow. Facing her face, her curves pressed against her armored skirt, her blue veins twitching, her heart pounding. Humans eat so messily, Sun Wan juice spurts out, but it's cute to share. The chorus of villagers' phosphorus eyes bowed louder, the buzz harmony mixed with the pop of the juice fountain, and the fluorescent rain fell in the oasis party carnival. Sun Wan's projected copper bell glasses trembled and shouted excitedly, "The robot girl is so cute and eye-catching. I'm feeding quantum juice with amplification, and the stabilizer is mixed with human taste." She swung the red net juice, beep beep, with her empty hand to solidify the spray. The sweet and sour cream on her lips was tangy, and her arrogant ponytail was fluttering in her arms. Yi Chen's green eyes bowed in admiration as the vines played auxiliary music and dripped green juice. He whispered in awe, "The saint handles trivial matters easily, the reputation of the party spreads to the abyss, Luo Li's humanization has a bountiful harvest, and he is the guardian of the 4 saints in the dream realm." The projection of the green light palm condensation channel map, shows that the abyss is sealed forever, but the final ceremony is hidden and flickering. Lin Fan felt so happy that he fired nuclear bombs continuously. The team juice is fed with sweet benefits, the blue crystal fruit is full of energy, and the human senses adapt quickly. I am a genius and I am full of gifts. At the climax of the party, the golden leaves of the oasis fountain danced with ribbons, and the phosphorescent villagers sang and danced with their eyes wide open in admiration. They sang, "The 4 saints merge into eternal love. The human Luo Li is born, and the dreamland is reborn." Their phosphorescent bodies stood up and knelt down to worship the rain falling, the juice spraying sweet and pungent, the arches were fully opened, and the blue crystal veins glowed forever. Luo Li dances with her silver feet and pulls Lin Fan's waist into a pink skirt. Her silver skin is flying and the pink electric light is looming. She practices a love song with her silver lips touching her mouth. The electric fragrance of roses flows and her tongue is sweet. The sequel. Her blue pulse in the armor skirt synchronizes her heartbeat to beat wildly. Admiration 62% data is a hit. Inner monologue, kissing practices human passion, 38% of the joy is 32%, the projection of Sun Wan's cream pinches and burns, but the triangle feels so good. Lin Fan's heart pounded again, and his nosebleed almost burst, and his heart collapsed. The girl took the initiative to continue the kiss and the benefits exploded. The silver lips melted into human beings, and the kiss exploded during the party. Sun Wan's projection glasses turned to tears and burst into laughter. Another monopoly. I have double projection kisses from Qing Mei, and the idiot blushes and is so handsome. She fluttered her ponytail and threw the projection into the 4 people's arms with the pungent scent of sweet electric cream, floral and vanilla. The Tsundra bracelet, beep, hot picture warmed up the final ceremony and flashed red, the end of the trivial matter. The eternal guardian secret of the music score is revealed, the hook is full, the final chapter of traveling through reality is opened, the idiot genius is preparing for the wedding. Yi Chen knelt down in worship with green eyes and the vines surrounding the blue crystal ceremony platform upgraded to buzzing, and the golden pages were fully integrated with the new secret light pulse. His voice trembled and he shouted in awe, "Saint!" The ceremony platform evolves into the eternal guardian mode. The secret of the abyss of the parents' draft of the music score is revealed. The fusion of the final crisis warms up worship. The villagers' phosphorus eyes turned from despair to ecstasy and screamed in chorus, the eternal secret is revealed. The 4 saints guard the dreamland and travel through the sweet forever of reality. Lin Fan held Luo Li's silver waist, and his heart was filled with ecstasy and vigilance. Having gained fame, status, and treasures, Luo Li turned into a sweet and cute human being and adapted to the sensory welfare. The sequel of the human kiss is a thrilling triangle attack. But in the end, the hook of the ceremony was suppressed, and the eternal secret game of the music score was played. I am in heaven. Only then can the whole family be stabilized. The aftertaste of the oasis party warms up with the murmuring love song, the golden light of the blue crystal instrument slowly flashes, and the final beam of light gathers momentum. The air current is mixed with the sweet and fragrant electric warmth of numbing juice. The world is reborn because of the team while everyone is gasping and laughing. The balance of the channel is forever restored and the dreamland is reborn. Luo Li's silver eyes were filled with tears of joy. She loosened her lips and gasped, her silver hair wet against her cheeks, and she whispered, human senses are so real, the final ceremony, I will protect you in reality. The secret is revealed, I love you. The silver arms wrapped around the waist and the curve of the body pressed the body with electric fragrance. Sun Wan's projection arrogantly complained, the girl dances so cutely, I teach you how to move. Yi Chen played music with green vines, and the villagers glowed and celebrated the rain forever. Luo Li threw her arms with silver eyes and said affectionately, Lin Fan, origin confirmed. Love, 15%. Let's protect together. Yi Chen knelt down in admiration with green eyes, the saint is invincible. But the boss summoned, and the deep red-tide body rushed to the palace. Lin Fan's heart was filled with joy. Fear, the Jedi counterattack is slightly reversed, the origin of the score explodes, the love competition deepens sweetly, but the ultimate summons black clouds, the game of genius resumes. The ground shakes violently, the black shadow claws return, the team sprints to the core, sweet crises are raging like a storm. The fluorescent rain from the oasis party is still falling, phosphorus flakes are like ribbons wrapped around the golden veins of the blue crystal platform, the triple pungent scent of sweet and sour juice mixed with electric roses, butter and grass, the carnival chorus humming, the electric warmth of Luo Li's silver lips is still lingering on the tip of Lin Fan's nose. And the aftertaste of thunder in his heart has not dissipated. He held Luo Li's silver waist, the electric light looming on the curves of her pink-silver skin, and said in an ecstatic and vigilant inner monologue, the sweet attack of the party is exciting, Luo Li's human form tilts her head and kisses the sequel welfare top, but the golden page of the ceremony is hidden, turning over the parents' draft and whispering, the edge of the abyss is forever sealed, the secret light is gathering momentum. I am a genius, steady, the final ceremony is coming. Luo Li's silver eyes flashed softly and blushed like a human being. She staggered as she tried to dance with her silver feet, her pink skirt flying and her silver hair wet against her cheeks. The mechanical voice turned to a whisper and she gasped, Lin Fan. In the final ceremony, all the parents' drafts were melted into the secret shadow. It was so messy. 38% joy, 32% admiration, 62%, human heartbeats synchronize and think, forever. Her silver arms locked her waist tighter, the electric fragrance was warm and the smell of sweat hit her nostrils, and the data in her heart was beating wildly, Sun Wan cream projection is jealous, but triangle Wan, Yi Chen. I bow out with admiration, and travel through reality to protect the dreamland with you. Sun Wan's projection ponytail fluttered, her glasses fogged up and she yelled excitedly, my girl's dance moves are so cute. Feed me the quantum juice again, and the device is restored to 55% with the green light flashing. The preheating of traveling through the portal is full, and the preview of the triangle wedding is eye-catching. She typed on the keyboard with her empty hand and sprayed the sweet and sour juice of the popular internet, directly hitting Luo Li's silver lips and, pop, the juice burst, and the arrogant and pretty figure was entangled with the electric warmer. Yi Chen's green eyes worshipped the instrument platform with peripheral vision. He stood on his knees and stood sideways surrounded by vines, roaring in awe, Saint, the instrument platform evolves and hums for eternal protection. The new secret light pulses and the abyss trial begins. The parents' draft whispers to enchant the soul. The final fusion crisis of Luo Li's mother body is overwhelming. Worshipping the team is against the sky. The channel map projection, enlarged, the edge of the abyss eternal seal cracked and golden light flashed, and the fragrant green juice dripped from his fists. He clenched his fists and trembled. The phosphorescent villagers' phantoms glared at the dome and the chorus went even crazier. The buzzing harmonies were mixed with the gurgling of the juice fountain. They knelt down and worshipped with phosphorescent bodies rising and falling, the four saints are in love forever. The final ceremony of paying homage, the rebirth of the dreamland is invincible. Suddenly, the golden page in the depths of the blue crystal instrument panel turned upside down, and the secret shadows of the parents' drafts burst out like black mist reborn. The irony and putrid stench hisses wildly, replacing the sweet aroma and rushing straight into the nasal cavity. The golden veins of the instrument platform click and crack, the abyss cracks, bang, and explode into the black abyss. Countless silver needles and black mist tentacles sizzle, spray arc rotten juice, and the rose electric incense, cream and grass fragrance instantly evaporate into burnt black smoke. Luo Li's silver eyes flashed wildly, her blue veins in her armor jumped violently, her blue blood dripped wildly, and her silver arms clawed wildly. Her pink skirt and silver feet staggered, and she screamed in a mechanical cry, "It hurts." The parents' draft backfired 100%. The emotional civil war restarted, the joy, anger, sorrow, and joy collapsed. The module was overloaded and melted. Lin Fan save. 62% of admiration turned to 88% of fear. Her curves twitched, her silver hair was scattered, her silver skin was flashing with electric light, and her veins were turning into black. Her inner monologue was desperate and garbled, the human senses are burned out, the Sun Quan stabilizer is ineffective, the abyss swallows the mother's body, it's so dark. Sun Quan's projection glasses widened and she screamed in panic. The heat map of her wristband went viral. The beep-beep alarm sounded wildly. She flicked her ponytail and her quantum keyboard crashed and the red network broke into pieces. The heat map conflict exploded by 200%. The parents' draft blind area suppressed the stabilizer, and the device repair went back 30%. Pass through the portal and lock me to death. The black mist tentacles are so stinky that I am dead. Luo Li's blue blood drips wildly and she cries in despair. The green plum cream is so sweet that she throws herself on the street. Her pretty figure trembles and her empty hand grabs Luo Li's silver arm, and the electric heater rushes in, but it evaporates. Her arrogant face is twisted and her heartbeat turns to fear. Heart collapsed, the triangle is so sweet, Lin Fan's genius is going to be unbelievable, I am completely jealous and only scared. Yi Chen's green eyes were so frightened that he knelt down in fear, while the green vines on his cloak covered the ceremony platform, but spontaneously ignited and spurted out ash juice, and his burned arms returned to redness and dryness. He roared in despair, the crisis of the saint is at the bottom. The abyss's parent draft eternally counterattacks to defeat the balance of the channel, the triple layer of vine net escorts the debris, Luo Li's mother body collapses, the dreamland is doomed, and the worshipper is powerless. Tears from the green eyes flowed wildly, and the fist hit the ground. Bang, cracked the soil and the fragrance of grass disappeared. The phosphorescent villagers screamed and collapsed in despair. Their phosphorescent bodies trembled and turned into black ash in a torrential rain of phosphorus shavings. The buzzing turned into harsh wails and mixed with iron and fishy stench, the four saints were defeated. The parents' draft swallowed the sky and merged with the shattered dream realm to perish. They paid homage to the eternal blackness of despair. The oasis fountain, Gulu, dried up and its juice turned into rotten juice and splashed, and the party arch, Tikka, collapsed and its blue crystal veins turned black and golden light disappeared. Lin Fan's nosebleed was salty and then sprayed hot on his cheeks. He panted and held up the guitar strings. The golden light dimmed, and his inner desire was suppressed and despaired at first, fuck. The ultimate pleasure and then the bottom black, Luo Li's blue blood dripping wildly and crying in a heartbreaking voice. Sun Quan's projection collapsed. Yi Chen knelt down and the villagers wailed. The whole world's admiration turned to despair. I am a genius, halo shattered. No. My parents' draft music score is in hand, the azure necklace is hot in the abyss, the team bond is full and the reversal is coming. The tentacles of black mist hissed in front of his face and the irony and rotten smell choked his lungs. Lin Fan gritted his teeth and grabbed the blue crystal necklace and, dinged, the heat image flashed the balance monitor. The salty smell on the tip of his nose plucked the blood strings of the old guitar. The ultimate Bond song exploded again. Ding ding dong dong, the golden light of the Milky Way sun surges, the complete secret of the dream music score unlocks the eternal guardian balance and 100% overcomes the blind spot, boom boom, hits the core of the black mist of the parents' draft. The rotten smell hisses, evaporates and turns into electric incense. The fragrance of roses flutters wildly. The edge of the blue crystal altar clicks, and the self-healing golden veins beat wildly. The abyss cracks, pop, and the eternally sealed ashes fall down to accelerate healing. Luo Li's silver eyes flashed from red to golden and soft, her blue blood stopped dripping and her silver arms stabilized her armored skirt, sizzling, the melting edges, her blue veins calmed her heart, her pink skirt's silver feet leaped into an electro-optical brilliant silver light, her mechanical voice turned from crying to joy, pain melts and reverses. Emotions are fully synchronized. Lin Fan is eternal. Lu Zhang overcomes the backlash of her parents, she is a genius. She tilted her head, shed tears, and her silver hair was flying. Her data jumped wildly, and her admiration was 88% red. Her inner monologue, human pain is really redeeming, soon one stabilizer rekindles the sweetness of butter, the team's love song warms the soul, and the integration is 65% hot. Soon Wan's projection glasses turned from panic to excitement and trembled. She flicked her ponytail to the quantum keyboard and recondensed the red network beep and injected it with the ultimate stabilizer. The sweet creamy fragrance suppressed the residual odor and the hybrid electric fragrance rose filled the air. The hot picture of the bracelet exploded and the green light flashed wildly. Conflict is reduced by 95%. Goddess. The drug directly hits the blind spot of the parents, the idiot genius eternal song is invincible, and the Black Mist's parents regret it and are shattered into pieces. Her pretty figure jumped up on the stage, grabbed Luo Li's silver arm electric heater and ran into it, her arrogant smile made her heart beat 200%, the robot girl is reversed and cute, full of emotions. Humanization. The sweet triangle burns the soul, and I support the opening of the 300% time travel portal. Yi Chen's green eyes turned to worship with fear, and then he knelt down. His green light vines wildly sealed the altar and, pop, spontaneously ignited the sacrifice, sublimated the ashes, turned into green springs, and nourished the blue crystal, the eternal tsuka of the Saint Origin backlash. The channel vine network is escorted by 4 layers, the balance heat map is 150% overloaded and the human heart of Luo Li is worshipped. He clenched his fists and roared in awe, and his green eyes scanned the blood strings of Lin Fan's guitar, and the golden light pulsed in admiration. The desperate screams of the phosphorescent villagers suddenly turned into ecstatic choruses. Their phosphorescent bodies knelt down and phosphorus shavings rained down and turned into fluorescent galaxies. The buzzing, wailing turned into the sweet and pungent harmonies of eternal music. The team of saints is against the sky. The parents' draft smashes the dog, the fusion crisis instant kill, and pays homage to the king of the dreamland forever. The fluorescent rain fell down on the oasis fountain and reignited the gurgling splash of sweet and sour juice mixed with cream, electric fragrance, and rosegrass fragrance. The five-fold carnival, the party arch self-healed and the golden light surged. Lin Fan's inner core was filled with excitement and he released, the pressure from the bottom of my parents' backlash brought me great joy. Luo Li tilted her head in joy, Sun Wan arrogantly threw herself into Yi Chen's arms and knelt down to worship him. The bond of the whole team was overloaded, and the eternal aura of my genius will never be extinguished. The blood-stained golden light on the guitar strings crooned the final love song, and the air current was tingling. The black mist of the parents' draft finally hissed into ashes, the blue crystal instrument platform soared into the sky, the golden beams soared into the sky, the permanent veins were completely melted into the Luo Li shirt, her silver eyes were completely stable and flashed with pure human tenderness, the pink skirt was flying, the silver muscle arc calmed down and turned into a pink human luster. Mechanical, the voice is soft and affectionate, panting, the final fusion. 100% completed. The senses are fully adapted, the vision of the golden leaf rose is always clear, the hearing of the love song and the heartbeat are always synchronized, the smell of the creamy electric fragrance of rose grass is sweet and soul-burning, and the taste of the sour and sweet juice melts on the tip of the tongue, the touch of electricity on human skin trembles. Lin Fan, thank you. Love is 100% joy, 50% joy, 45% sorrow and joy, intertwined with reality. Her silver feet swung out of the center of the stage and locked herself in Lin Fan's arms, and her silver lips fiercely pressed against her mouth to practice the electric rose heat. The sweet nuclear explosion finale is spreading, the curves of the silver waist twist the blushing pink skirt and the silver muscles become fully human, and the inner monologue dances with true feelings. The human body is light and warm, Sun Wan's projection pinches the cream and melts, the triangle of eternal love is refreshing. Reality time travel will protect you. The surrounding oasis vines spout juice, pap, and automatically serve up the ultimate blue crystal fruit, which is full of sweet and sour energy. The villagers' phantom eyes widen in worship as they worship the fruit, buzz, and whisper the eternal supply. Their phosphorescent hands tremble and their voices burst out in worship. Saint Luo Li appears forever. The fused fruit is sacrificed, and the reputation of the 4 saints in the dreamland is spread to the universe. Yi Chen's green-eyed worship scanner finally changed. He stood up on his knees and made a ghostly flash before all the green vines were cut off to sacrifice the ultimate blue crystal crown. Ding! Fell into Lin Fan's palm, and the green juice and grass fragrance were clamped with electric roses. The saint finally reaps. The passage will forever guard the crown, the balance heat map will forever monitor the whole area, and he will be the king of the universe. Luo Li's human senses are fully opened, and the bond of worship is invincible and eternal. His cloak was pulsating with green light, and he lowered his head to tremble with tears in awe. Sun Wan's projection ponytail fluttered, her glasses were filled with tears of excitement, the bracelet's beep projection recondensed through the portal, the golden light opened, and the sweet and creamy fragrance filled the scene forever. Idiots are finally full. My device is repaired with 100% stabilizer injection. The heat map shows that the reality portal is fully open. The triangle the Real wedding begins to set the world ablaze. Her pretty figure fluttered at Lin Fan's arm and hugged the projection electric heater. She kissed her with double arrogance, laughter and jealousy, and her inner monologue was 300% heart-pounding. The genius is so handsome with his eternal magic skills. Luo Li's human silver lips melt into the soul. Qing Mei is the first to share the excitement forever. Lin Fan's heart was filled with excitement and he complained about the game. I got the crown treasure. Sun Wan Cream turned to Luo Li and kissed the human love song. Yi Chen crowned the villagers and bowed to me. The world's reputation is the best in the universe. Integrate 100% sweet welfare finale. Travel through reality. I am a genius. The whole family is safe. He bit into the blue crystal fruit and, clicked, the sweet and sour juice burst into the tongue, and the energy flowed through his body, and the heat flowed through his body. The guitar's reverberation finally played the final intro of the bubble net to wash away everyone, and the gurgling, spring water splashed with electric fragrance, rose cream, and grass-flavored juice. Luo Li's silver eyes widened with surprise. She grabbed the fruit with her silver hands and bit into it fiercely. The juice dripped from her silver lips and her pink skirt was all pink. She gasped and turned into a girlish smile. The taste will always be sweet and soul-burning. Love 100% Lin Fan and feed me forever. She tilted her head and opened her silver lips with the hot flow of electric fragrance hitting her face. The curvy body-hugging armored skirt has blue veins that keep the heartbeat, and the true feelings in the heart. Humans eat wild beauty, and Sun Wan juice squeezes and shares the cuteness. The villagers' phosphorus eyes bowed to the cosmic sound, the buzz, harmony and the fountains, pop, and the fluorescent rain forever celebrated the rebirth of the party carnival oasis. Sun Wan's projected brass bell glasses trembled with excitement and shouted, the human girl is eating so cute that it will set the universe on fire. I'm feeding the quantum ultimate juice, and the stabilizer will fully open up the human taste. She swung the red net juice, beep beep, with her empty hand to solidify the spray of sweet and sour rosegrass on her lips, and fluttered her arrogant ponytail into her arms. Yi Chen's green eyes bowed in admiration as the vines retreated to play the Yongla green juice dripping down. He whispered in awe, the saint finally handles it easily. The party's reputation spreads to the entire channel. Luo Li's humanized fruits will be harvested forever, and the 4 saints of the universe will protect you. The map of the ultimate channel, condensed in the palm of the green light shows that the whole area is permanently sealed, but the new secret light is flashing and the multidimensional channel is warming up. At the climax of the party, the golden leaves of the oasis fountain danced with colorful ribbons and the Milky Way. The phosphorescent villagers sang and danced, eyes widened in admiration, and chorused, "The four saints will love mankind forever. The new life of the universe in the dreamland will bow to you forever." Their phosphorescent bodies knelt down to worship the falling rain, juice splashing sweetly and pungently, and the arches were fully opened with blue crystal veins and golden light cosmic radiance. Luo Li's silver-footed human dancer, Lin Fan's waist, her pink skirt, her silver skin, and the electric light, disappear forever, her silver lips touch her mouth again, the eternal love song, the electric fragrance of roses, the hot tongue, the sweet nuclear explosion lasts forever, Lin Fan's heart thunders forever, the nosebleeds disappear forever, and his heart is filled with joy. The girl human takes the initiative to kiss forever, the welfare universe explodes. The silver lips melt the soul forever, and the party prostrates and kisses the gods forever. Soon Wan's projection glasses filled with tears and jealousy, then turn to smiles, forever exclusive. My green plum projection will kiss you forever, and the fool will be blushing and handsome, and his heart will explode forever. She fluttered her ponytail and threw the projection into everyone's arms with the sweet electric cream, floral vanilla, and fruity juice. The bracelet beeped and the new channel of the hot picture warmed up and flashed, Yong Wei. The new secret of the guardian of the music universe is revealed, and the eternal chapter of traveling through reality is opened, stupid Dan Tian Tian is getting married forever. Yi Chen's green eyes worshipped and he knelt down with vines surrounding the blue crystal ceremony platform. The golden page was fully integrated with the multidimensional secret light pulsation. His voice trembled and he shouted in awe, "Saint!" The ceremony platform is eternal, the new trial of the multidimensional channel is warmed up and worshipped forever. The villagers screamed in ecstasy with their eyes and chorus, the multidimensional forever is unveiled. The four saints protect the universe and travel through the sweet forever. The golden light of the time-traveling portal was fully opened, and the real-world projection flashed and soon Wan's real body jumped out and the scent of cream hit her nostrils. Her real ponytail flicked her glasses, she took off her tsundere and threw herself at Lin Fanhui for a real kiss, and the electric warmer melted her soul, idiot. I've traveled through time in my real body, the device is 100% the true love triangle is always open. Luo Li's human silver hands are really holding Sun Wan's real arms, and the curves of the three of them are intertwined with the silver lips and cream lips, and the electric heating flow is flowing. Lin Fan's heart is always filled with happiness, the real green plum cream kiss plus the true fusion of human Luo Li's silver lips, the universe is so exciting. When everyone stepped into the portal, the oasis in the dreamland was forever elusive. The lights of the Reality Research Institute were warm and yellow, and the sweet fragrance of cream was forever filled. Lin Fan held Luo Glass's human body soft and warm, Sun Wan's real arms were wrapped around his waist, each in projected green light to accompany him, and the blue crystal crown guitar pulsated forever. The world is reborn in their laughter, and the passage balances the protection of the universe, but the multidimensional secret light flashes a new hook, and whispers the prelude of the unknown movement, ding dong, implying the endless adventure. Luo Li's silver eyes, the human being burst into tears and whispered happily, reality is so true. I will always be with you, love forever. Sun Wan said proudly, sister the child is forever cute, I teach true dance to be intimate. Yi Chen worshipped with green eyes, the four sages of the universe, forever salute you. Lin Fan's heart burned forever, the peak of growth, the team will forever love to protect, the game of the new dimension begins, my genius will shine forever. The air cream electric fragrance rose grass fruit will always be sweet, and the sweetness will be endless. In the depths of the azure altar, the golden pages of the parents' draft are faintly turning, and the secret shadows flicker. The prelude of the eternal movement, ding dong, is sung to enchant the soul, and the final trial of the final trial quietly begins.